well, we start with
Army rule?
the army rule, yeah, for sure.
Not doing the law, no.
No, you can if you want.
Take it as fuck no. Oh no,
Right.
oh no, Death Guard law.
I just need to increase the speaker. And away we go. Oh, we are actually live.
Fucking hell, Josh.
Hi everyone, welcome to the first
stream back, eh?
stream in about 6 months. It's going pretty well so far. So you know what we're planning. We're planning review the army rule first. I should introduce Reese. Really. This is Reese.
I'm Reese.
He's the baby of our group.
I am indeed.
But a long time, or only time, Death Guard player.
Only time Death Guard plays. The one army I've owned and or played, part of a single Chaos Knights game which we don't talk about.
Yeah.
For good reason.
But you're quite excited?
Oh, very much so. This book's insane. It's ridiculous. Going from Index for, I think I played 89 games of Index Death Guard to now having a full codex is...
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
So, we're going to have a full review of this. I've been through and I've crunched all the numbers already, so I've been through to see which detachments work better for me and which unit combos, but I've also done the opposite, not just the damage output, but the survivability as well.
Yeah.
I think there's some surprising little nuggets in there.
Yeah,
about
I agree.
What's quite tough. And some new things have opened up. But aside from that, really, I'm going to go through every detachment and then through every unit, and probably just do a bit of a flip back and forth.
Yeah, of course.
It'll be pretty quick. I'm going to have my phone here, so you can have a chat through the YouTube. We'll be taking questions.
I'll get my password.
Because I'm sure there's going to be people sitting in the chat wondering what the hell we're talking about, so we can answer questions live. Can I get that up now?
I've got mine up if need be.
You've got yours as
Yeah.
well? I'll just get mine as well, because if you're talking or reading...
Of course, yeah.
and then we're going to have this live here, so I'm sure most of you already got the codex, so it doesn't really matter too much. So we're hot dice in here, we are live, and there's the chat, and I'll close that. Right, in that case, let's get cracking. So, any changes to the army rule, Bruce?
Yeah, quite a few. So the army rule used to just be the contagion with the -1 toughness aura. That used to be the only thing we had in the army rule. And the reason why Death Guard was so good was because everything was jam-packed into the index detachment.
Yeah.
What they've done for Death Guard, as opposed to many of the other armies, is rather than changing things or revamping the index into a new detachment, they've actually just combined it with the army rule with a few minor tweaks. So the detachment used to be, obviously, you pick one of the 3 contagions, -1 armor save, -1 to your weapon skill, ballistic skill, or -1 to your OC. No one ever took the OC one for good reason.
Well, they've made it slightly better though,
They
right?
have. They've changed it to actually have more than just -1 OC. So the army rule now, you can pick one of those 3 as your army rule rather than your detachment. The only slight changes is obviously it's no longer weapon skill, ballistic skill. It's now hit roll, so you can't have in the -2 to hit.
Much worse.
Which was, the -2 to hit was so unfun to play against. When you're trying to shoot more, you're -2 to hit with everything. It feels awful.
Yeah,
It's now hit roll, so you can't stack them. Armor save hasn't changed, same as it used to be. The OC one now has -1 to your OC, leadership, and your move, so you gain the extra move minus. I still can't see a world in which you're taking just that one specifically, unless you're doing double or triple auras, but we're going to that later on with some of the other detachments. And of course, we've lost our sticky objectives. That's now a detachment itself.
Yep.
Basically, our index detachment with less. The only thing that I have seen people missing on the army rule is we used to have, with the Nurgle's gift, is if you controlled an objective area, that objective marker became infected. That is no longer part of the army rule. That is now part of the sticky detachment. It's now been completely separated with sticky.
So we've waited a week to get this out, really, because we wanted to play some games.
Yes.
So you've played this at an R2T.
Yes, I did.
You've played this. We've played it. I played Eldar into it.
Yep.
So you've had quite a few games.
Yes.
All of them with 1 detachment.
Yes, all of Death Lord's chosen.
All Death Lords chosen, which to me was the first one I looked at, and that looked amazing.
It just looks so fluffy. I just wanted to give it a run.
But what we'll do is, without further ado, we'll jump straight into it because I'm sure people want to know. So this is the first one you open up, and immediately it's kind of the one I want to play around with because it seems to be the picture of the Demon Prince there on the top. Is a hint of what this is all about.
Yes.
Detachment rule world blight. So if you control an objective marker at the end of your command phase, and a Death Guard unit from your army is within range of that objective marker, it remains under your control. So it's sticky objectives, right?
Yeah, this is reworked Index Death Guard, basically.
Yeah. So that's telling you perhaps this is going to be a bit more of a smaller unit count or wants to be more aggressive.
Yes.
Immediately, that's what this tells me. Assuming Games Workshop have synergised.
Surely.
So the Demon Weapons of Nurgle is the first enhancement. All of these, if you look at them, they're all keyworded Death Guard, Death Guard, Death Guard, Death Guard, which means any Death Guard character can take them.
Correct.
Which includes the Demon Princes. There's the other hint you
Yep.
get immediately. First one's crits on 5s. That's going to be potentially great for Demon
It's going to be
Princes.
great.
Furnace of Plagues, +1 strength and attack and dev wounds. Fantastic. Especially when it's spam. I think they get a lot 14 attacks on the sweep now.
Something stupid like that, yeah.
Stupid like that. Arc of Contamination, reroll to wound, which again kind of makes up for that only, strength 8 or something?
Which weapon, sorry?
The strike.
Yeah,
So
I think I believe
strength
no, I believe the strike's quite tasty.
Oh yeah, you
With the
can
Demon
have that
Prince.
look. Yeah, it's good if you actually have that data sheet while I have this, so I'm not flipping around too much.
Sorry, yeah, strength 8 for the strike.
Yeah, so it's not great, so rerolling wounds is kind of helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Feel No Pain, which is
Demon Prince, obviously.
Demon Prince, which actually now for the Doom Prince being T12
Is pretty silly.
It's so good.
T12, 2 up, 4 up, 10 wounds. You're basically getting a mini Morty.
Yeah, he is expensive, as all Demon Princes in my
195 points, I believe, pre-Data Slate.
Yeah, he's just too... Okay, probably the best Demon Prince I've seen so far, because he's got the high toughness, he gives you the free CP, which is huge, and obviously having cover can actually be quite good. Everyone's always trying to strip it, admittedly, but that's extra points. But if you've got chunky unit boys,
especially with your 2 up, 4 up units, it's going to be a nightmare to shift them.
Yeah, so basically great. I look at that and I want to have a Demon Prince with every single one. I may or may not have bought 16 Princes because I've loved the models. I've been looking for an excuse. But let's go straight into the detachments. So the strats. So any phase, I like it when they say that. Death Guard vehicle or monsters. So this is also explode. So after you do Deadly Demise, don't roll a d6. Just do the mortal wounds more.
What some people haven't realised as well is a lot of the Death Guard vehicles have now all been changed to D3 Deadly Demise rather than just 1. So the drones have gone to D3, the Plagueburst Crawlers I think were already D3.
Right.
But basically all the medium to large size vehicles now all D3 and Morty obviously being D6.
Yeah.
It's a big Mortal range again.
It's great. I was looking for a tasty D6 as soon as I read that, but
it's just Morty, I think.
Yeah, it's just Morty, which is a bit sad. But anyway, if you want to be going a bit more aggressive with those Demon Princes, it's quite cool, which is part of my plan. Disgusting Resilience, it's from the Index, right?
It's better now though.
Because it's shooting.
It now includes shooting as well.
Which is huge.
Which means damage 3 weapons going to damage 2 or damage 2 to 1 into Terminators or Marines or your 5 up Feel No Pain Demon Prince. It's going to be a fucker to shift.
Damage 2 is going to really suffer for that, especially going to Death Shroud. Because it's going to take 4 and 4 2 CP, and quite rightly so, but that's where
the Demon Prince come
in. And also, it's not locked to infantry, so that's any Death Guard, so that could be Morty. That could be Plague Surge. Command phase, your command phase, sorry.
Yeah.
Warlord only.
One of my least favourite stratagems in the whole book.
It's weird, isn't it? It's extend all contagion range.
So every single model in your game will go up by 3 inches. So if you're already on turn 3, everything's got a 12-inch aura. Now that can be situationally insane, because you can, if you're in the right position where you've managed to push back enough, your entire enemy might be within contagion range, making them -1 to hit or -1 to their armor save. It is in your command phase, so if you are doing -1 to hit, you need to be situational about it. You need to think, right, what's going to be shooting me next turn? Have they got the range to get out of it? With armor save, unless it's high shooting, you're not going to need it too much because it's mostly on melee that's scary.
There's a lot of abilities that trigger off contagion.
True.
So there's the Death Shroud, Deep Strike within 6, outside of 6. So maybe that's...
My only issue with it is it increases it by 12 inches. It increases it by 3 inches to potentially 12. This is before your movement phase anyway. So the way I see it is there's times where it's going to be nice to have, but...
You can plan ahead though, right?
True.
I can only get to here. I want him to be in contagion range, so...
Saves the advance on a lot of units, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Leech Sport, and it's 2 CP, which is insane.
That's what I think's pretty mental.
Maybe when we get through this codex, we'll understand why.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some.
There's a couple of units I can think of already where it's going to be quite beneficial to have.
Yeah. Leech Spore Eruption, your command phase again.
Yep.
Death Guard model from your army that has lost 1 or more wounds. Select an enemy unit within 3, which is not engagement range.
No.
Roll a number of d6 equal to the number of wounds this model has lost. Every 5+, the enemy, that unit takes a mortal. And that model regains. This is amazing for CP.
Similar to the Chaos
this.
Knights grenade, when you fail a battle shot, grenade and heal wounds back.
Yeah. I love it.
Again, going back to the Demon Prince argument, 5 upfield, no pain Demon Prince going, oh, I'm down to 5 wounds, and I'm back.
I love it. I absolutely love this.
3 inches is quite a small range, but...
Well, but the main thing is it's not engagement.
No, you do not. The unit hasn't got to be outside of engagement range either, so you can be in melee.
I'm kind of like, if this is Morty, it's down to like 5 wounds. It's 11 dice you're rolling.
Yes.
So you're averaging 3 to 4 mauls, which doesn't sound great. Takes you up above half again. It's a grenade in addition to another grenade you might have. This army doesn't lack for mortals.
Not at all. Can't at all.
Demon Prince. It sounds great on Demon Prince, but the maximum you're ever going to get on a Demon Prince
is 9.
Is 9. So you're going to have 3 mortals being produced.
Yeah.
It's got 10 wounds. So it's okay. The healing back's the big one.
Yeah, of course.
You could spike it. I like it. It's in your command phase, so if you're being move blocked.
It's similar to the old. We used to have a stratagem in Index Death Guard of heal D3 wounds or 3 for an infected objective marker.
Mm-hmm.
They've obviously just changed it slightly to now deal mortals to fit in with the theme of Death Guard doing a fuck ton of mortals,
right,
and gaining some back. So the odds are you're gaining about the same you used to do with about D3 between 1 and 3 with like a tank shock profile.
Yep. Sorry, just getting some messages and questions.
I've already had one from Steve saying, why didn't they get a half decent Death Guard player on?
Yeah, fair enough. Rich is our resident one, but Reese beat me to the chase. He's like, let's do one. I was like,
oh yeah,
fine. I haven't streamed in like 6 months. I should do it. So yeah, I've got some new cameras. These are actually quite nice.
They are. They're looking good.
Don't
do much work on me, but
I'm very red in the face. That's just too much alcohol over the last 6 months. Right. So okay, that's all right. Overwhelming generosity. Start of your shooting phase. 1 Death Guard character from your army. Select 1 enemy unit visible to a unit. Until the end of the phase, each time a Death Guard unit from your army is selected. Army selects that enemy unit as the target of its attack. You can re-roll the dice to determine how many attacks. So this tells me Plague Burst.
Or drones.
Or drones, which is much better.
Or
actually.
the thousands of anti-infantry 2-up flamers we have in our army.
Yeah. It starts your shooting phase. There's quite a lot. I'm not a big fan of running a heavy flamer list, but I guess
it's a great skew.
It is a great skew,
especially with Plague Burst being able to run flamers on their sponsons. You got the drones that still have flamers. You now have the grenade drones that have D6+2 shots. You have a ton of flamers with Death Shroud, Blight Lords, Marines. There's a few characters that have flamers. One of them has a damage 2 flamer. There's no abundance of torrent weapons in Death Guard at the moment.
I do think that this is going to be the death of Eldar. I think people might lean even more into vehicles after this codex.
And we'll drink to that, Josh.
Yeah. Admech never stood a chance anyway. You don't really see them at WTC. You do.
Admech beat us on move though, rather than. But now it's a case like they move forward, they block us for 1 turn. There goes half the army.
Yeah, I like it. It's actually quite interesting for Plague Burst as well, based on they are expensive.
Yes, they're the same price as a Demon Prince now.
They are. Well, Demon Prince isn't too expensive.
Exactly.
Anyway, Creeping Blight is the last one. Your shooting phase, infantry. So this is one of the few that isn't locked.
Yep.
That is locked at infantry. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack that targets the inflicted unit, you can re-roll the hit roll, and you can re-roll the wound roll. 1 CP. That's huge.
I don't know how that's 1 CP in Plague Surges 2. Because if you are running the Demon Princes to make Disgustingly Resilient cheaper, you're getting that for free.
I mean, that probably makes Blight Lord Terminators reasonable at shooting. I've run the numbers on Blight Lord Terminators. They're not good at shooting.
They never were. They never will be.
I mean, yeah. Okay, that makes it interesting. I haven't actually run the numbers on the reroll hit, reroll wound for them. only
Fair.
for the reroll ones to hit.
Because at that point, you don't need the character with them.
You definitely do not, but if you don't have a character with them...
If you have 5 or more, you still get the
You
roll.
still get the
It's
roll.
3 mans that don't get it.
Okay. That maybe is interesting.
It's not a huge point increase from 3 to 5
I'm going
either.
to have to run those numbers. Okay, Mortarian's Hammer. So, the ETC is this weekend, so that's the old WTC.
Yeah.
A few of the big nations have gone, and they've gone out for a ride for the first time.
A lot of them play Morty's Hammer, I imagine.
A couple of them, I would say. A couple of the top teams are.
I can see why.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to this miasmic bombardment. It's fantastic. It doesn't seem like much, but let's get into it. Basically, at the start of the battle round, select any number of enemy units, more than 12 from every model in your army, and then they become afflicted.
Yeah.
So for a standard 2k game, it's 2.
Two units,
So
basically.
you're like, okay, why does that matter?
Until you realise the amount of stuff that gain benefit from things being afflicted at a range.
The fact that you can just... Like, okay, so we played each other,
Yes.
and I could shut down your 6-inch deep strike pretty much all game.
Correct.
Because you couldn't get afflicted into
The
my
one
backfield.
behind the second screen, yeah.
This changes everything.
Ruins it. You
So,
can't double
I
screen.
think we need to just give context to that, sorry. So, the stars of this codex are,
My absolute babies.
without a doubt, Death Trap Terminators.
Oh, my beloved.
They now get the rule that they can deep strike outside of 6, as long as it's from an afflicted enemy unit,
Correct.
which is insane. Never mind that they're incredibly durable, so they
Way
gained,
better now.
they've gained toughness, they gained wound,
They gained 1 toughness, 1 wound, and 1 move.
and 1 move,
They're 5-inch move now.
and their attacks profile hasn't changed much. I don't
Their
think.
strike's the exact same. Their
Yeah.
sweep is about 10 times better. Except that it hits on 3s now. So it's now 8. It used to be, I believe it used to be 5 or 6 attacks hitting on 2s at like 4-0-1. Now it's 8 attacks hitting on 3s at 4-1-1, which choose any low tough like Sisters, Guard, Eldar, Chaff.
You
just
can't
goes,
chaff these guys up.
no, it just cuts through them.
Especially if you take the extra AP, it's AP2. So
AP2,
it's
it's ridiculous.
oh, so horrific.
Their melee now, their sweep now is what Blight Lords used to be.
Right. So that ability is huge
Yes.
for stopping people screening out your best.
And you can charge afterwards.
Yeah, well, that's
Which is
so
silly.
if you haven't heard about this on the internet,
It's
what
so
rock,
silly.
What rock have you been hearing underneath? That's unbelievable. I can't believe that exists.
It's going to be FAQ'd.
I don't think so. I think they're just going to increase the points.
How much more can you increase 140 for 3 by?
I don't know, but I think I've written a few lists for Death Guard so far, and I'm
Yeah.
really struggling to find units. It's such an elite army.
The
It's
one I've got,
very expensive.
the one I run against you, which has been my current list for the past
Yeah.
5 or 6 games, including the RTT, has about 8 usable units. It's like a few chaff units, but
Yeah.
8 usable. These would be my trading pieces, and it really starts to hurt when you lose 1 or 2.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you have 6-inch deep strike, it doesn't matter if they've killed 2 or 3 units. If you can get behind the lines and start messing up everything, it's a game.
So, anyway, and there's a few more, and this is vehicle based. If you couldn't tell from the picture of the Land Raider at the top here, a Death Guard model. Let's go straight into the enhancement. Sorry, so it's any Death Guard ranged weapons equipped by the models in the bearer's unit have ignore cover.
It's going to be Marines, if anything.
Yeah.
I believe it's like a 10-point enhancement. It's not a huge one.
It's not afflicted by enemy units. So, okay, what are we talking about here? Not much, really.
No,
There's
it's
a few
gonna-
flames at
it's-
-1.
Yeah.
If they're afflicted, they're going to have -1 armor save potentially as well.
Yeah, if you're picking it as well.
It's alright. It's a nice to have.
Yeah, it's a nice little point for me, like 1,990 points
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, because all the flamers ignore cover anyway,
Exactly.
actually. Maybe the Blight Lords, because they're bolters.
Yeah, it's
Extra
good on Blight
big
launchers, the AP1 damage 2
Yeah, true.
weapons.
Balmor Blight Playcasters, start of your shoot phase until the end of the phase, add 12 to the range character for the bearer's plague and wooden weapons. It's only range at 12 now.
Yeah, it becomes 24. It's a D6 plus 3 flame at like 6-2 D3.
It's great.
Oh, I'm not complaining about it.
Well, it's 12 inches.
It's also quite expensive. I think it's like 20 points that enhancement as well.
Jesus.
So you kind of have to play for it.
Yeah, but you're doubling the effective range, which means actually his ability to -2 to charge and move.
-2 to move it is now.
Is it just to move?
I believe so. I can't remember if it's actually charge as well.
Let's have a look here. Click. One enemy infantry unit only.
Yep.
Until the end of the opponent's next turn, enfeebled. Subtract 2 from the move.
Just
not
the
even
move.
advance and or charge.
Oh, no.
Okay, meh.
It used to be that. That used to be the old rule.
There's only one of the guys. Okay, yeah.
Again, it's if you have the points for it. But even at that point, if you're running a big marine squad, you'd rather ignore cover.
I'm wondering what the synergy is supposed to be. I mean, it means you can sit back a little bit further, maybe, and bolter things.
Well, I mean, if you run it with the plague, if you run it with the Lord of Poxes, he gives 18-inch loan up as well, so you can stay outside the 18-inch range. Maybe try and remove their move a bit so they can't get within the 18.
Yeah.
But at 24, you got a 6-inch gap.
It's what a lot of this codex is going to be is the combo of characters.
Oh, 100%. This is now combo.
I really think Bolton Marines are still really important to this codex. It's just finding out how to make them work. Shriekworm familiar Death Guard model only once per battle. You get an Overwatch for free. Nice.
Great.
Death Shroud with Flamers.
With Lord of Virulence full rerolls.
Yeah, you can Overwatch twice because it's named strat. Yeah, nice.
Not going to complain about it.
Lord of Virulence only.
This is the best one.
While the bearer is within 3 of a friendly Death Guard model, it's loan up. And when it makes a ranged attack targeting enemy unit that's visible to the bearer, reroll wounds of 1, making it far more
This is great,
reliable.
because he's the guy who picks a target and you reroll full hits for blast weapons or ones to hit.
Yeah.
The old Death Guard, the main Death Guard, this should be Plague Storm, for at least for UKTC, where you run a shit ton of vehicles with flamers, put Mortar in there and give him full rerolls to 1 as his main rule. You now have a 90-point character, I think it's like a 25-point enhancement, and he does the exact same job, and he's loan up. It's great. It's just so nasty to have. Now you can pick a target and give him full rerolls as well, so you play those crawlers, the drones.
The fact that you can follow them around with loan up means that he's a bit safer,
Yes.
so you can do actions, you can do your cleanse, you can do whatever coming out. I know there's a new mission pack coming out soon. We'll be covering that.
Yeah.
I've had a sneaky preview.
How have you now?
I have. I won't go into that. We'll do a video on that probably. Okay, let's jump straight into these strats. Blighted Land, end of your movement phase. A vehicle of your choosing, select 1 training feature within 24 of visible to that unit. All enemy units within 3 are afflicted. So this is just insane. It's 2 CP, I get it, because you can go, right, that big L there.
That big L in the middle, everything within 3.
Is now afflicted, which...
Or your home.
Or your home, yeah. There's no reason why it wouldn't have to be.
Exactly.
What's in... Hang on, let me just check the OC one.
It's to a minimum of 1. Yeah, we've already tried that.
Okay, never mind.
That's not changed. Because if you gotta think, if you're running a 1, if you have no battle line in your army, I win because you can't hold anything.
Fine. I'm building a board control list with.
I've heard.
I think it's huge. I think this is people are looking at it going, wow, the damage output's amazing. It is. If you want to spend 400 points per unit.
And then that.
Good luck to you.
Analytic side of your brain's going, wait a minute. I can just hold you here the entire game.
Well, it's more. I can make this an MSU army.
Yes.
Good board control that has.
Oh, there's definitely potential for a
output.
good MSU army in this. It just people see right. If I run a 2,000 point list with 9 units, I can table you potentially turn 4.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're thinking more board control, you can go right. I can run 20 units and I'll lose it all, but you won't be able to score a single point.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. You have to be concerned because I know the rumour is that no prisoners is going to be fixed.
So you can't kill characters and get the points for that.
No, but you can take assassinate and no prisoners.
It's fixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will be not good for
Death Guard.
Death Guard.
No, that'd be rather shit for Death Guard.
So there is, Anyway, God damn it, we're getting distracted. What are we doing? Relentless Grind, the next one. So that's it. Is that the only 2 CP one?
Only 2 CP one. There are very few 2 CP strats in the rest of this book, by the way. It is mostly in the first 2.
Well, there's no real CP generation except for the
Tallyman and the Demon Princes.
That's it. The Demon Prince, I think, is going to be clutch.
He's good.
Trying to fit
bit
him
expensive.
Where the hell do you fit this guy?
Exactly. He's more than a unit of Death Shroud. He's more than a unit of Blight Lords. He's more than a unit of Marines.
They're horrifically overcosted. They always have been.
Yeah.
You compare it to Swarm Lord for Tyranids.
Yeah.
Which is 240 points. Okay, so it's 45 points more. But you also included in that you get Evect.
Yes.
You get twin linked.
You get all the shit to go with it.
You get also generation of CP, arguably better than free CP.
Yeah,
100%. I think it's got better shooting attack as well.
The shooting attack's terrible.
And it's got higher toughness and wound count, I think.
Is it still strong?
It's got 2 plus 8, same as Demon Prince.
It's not more than a 2 up 4 up now, is it?
No, it's 2 up 4 up for sure.
And potentially with the field note pain, but even with the field note pain, it's still.
It's not T12 though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Relentless grind, where were we?
A vehicle can move through walls.
Great.
Normal, advance, or charge. They can do all three.
Yeah. It can't go through enemy models, the same as the guard one. Drawn to Despair is the next one. Shooting phase. What's that one?
This one's a bit strange. It's basically if you're shooting a unit that's within their deployment zone, you can re-roll the full hit roll. This isn't going to be as prevalent in WTC. I feel like in UKTC that's going to be insane because you're not going to be able to hide everything in UKTC. And if you're trying to sit back with battle tanks or your long range shooting, Death Guard used to really struggle with that because obviously we can't get contagion forward fast enough. We're quite a slow army. But now we've got things that can give you afflicted at a range. We can, in this, pick a unit. So you bring your battle tank out turn 1, you're afflicted now, you're -1 toughness, -1 armor save, and we're getting full rerolls if you wanted to. That's just going to wipe a vehicle off the map if you got a heavy tank line.
Yeah, I'm thinking more. Sorry, my mind always goes to that clearing the backfield.
Yeah.
That annoying unit sitting on an objective at the back of the board.
Yeah.
You've got 1 crawler, whatever it's
So you
called, play 1 that gets rerolls to hit.
Does need to be visible to the model though.
Is that what it says?
Each time modeling your unit makes an attack that targets a visible enemy unit within your opponent's deployment zone.
You
It's
tricky bastard.
not
Thought
as-
this Games Workshop.
They saw WTC was doing too well through UKTC alone.
Okay, yeah, it's all right. It's a force multiplier, I guess. There's not enough. There's no
It's not
tanks
bad
with
on,
enough
like-
shooting though, is there? I mean, Predators would be quite nice. The new Predators are quite good. Okay, well.
We'll see when we get to the data sheets.
I want to look now. So.
The Mythic Blight Hauler, the drone, the Mythic Blight Hauler.
The drones, of course.
Oh yeah, the drones, the fucking the
course.
most broken model I have ever seen.
Yeah, the drones.
Which we're gonna talk about in fucking heaps.
I should have thought of the drones. Always think of the drones. But let's just cover the most.
The most broken model in the army at 100 points.
It's great.
It's fucking stupid.
I do love it. So why is it better than the old one, the Blight Launcher?
So the old Blight Launcher, I think, used to be 6 shots at like 8.22, with like a 36-inch range,
yeah,
which is good and all, but 8 isn't really a big break point. You've got Death Shroud that can do the exact same thing. It's just ranged, and you can only run 3 drones, so you might as well be taking the Flamer drones or the melee drones for a good Overwatch threat or for a strong running up and spreading contagion threat. It didn't do any of those. Now, however, it's still 36-inch range. It's now D6 plus 2 shots, and the key word here is blast. It has blast and lethals, and now it's at 10-2-3. This now destroys elite infantry, and it can put a good hole through tanks. It's our main anti-tank now. It used to have the issue of the range obviously hasn't changed, but the blast keyword now, it's not limited to 6 shots. If I drop 3, I'm killing 3 Terminators.
Okay.
It's now, you can get full rerolls quite comfortably. And it kind of...
It's got good range.
Yeah, and it's small.
Mobility.
People haven't played against a Death Guard army. The drones are tiny.
Yeah.
They are the smallest thing on the planet.
Have I got one in here somewhere?
I don't know. We used to have... The main thing we used to use for killing elite infantry was Preds. It used to be the autocannon at 4 shots or 6 within 24. So the range is now bigger. And it didn't have blast or lethal. It had the las cannon sponsons, but that's only 2 shots. It's now a smaller model that costs 45 points less than the Pred, moves 10, tiny base, so it can do actions, just roam around the map doing whatever it wants.
The Predator's sitting at 145 now.
I think it's 145 for the Destructor. I think it's 135 for the Annihilator.
Yeah, okay.
And there are 100. Have I mentioned there are 100 points yet?
Yeah, they're gonna go. They're gonna go up. Which is again, I think the problem is some stuff's gonna have to come down. I don't like those Blight Lord Terminators need to come down points.
But how much lower can you make 2 up, 4 up, 3 wound bodies?
Anyway, I'll cover it in the damage output in a bit, but I want them to be good. I I don't know why, but
everyone wants them to be good.
So anyway, yeah, the reroll hits. Mythic Bright Hauler, is the room for that?
No range, 18-inch range.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be hauling ass. Turn 1. Bear in mind, hang on, is it a unit that can go through walls? Or is it a model?
Yeah, unit. Well, Death Guard vehicle units, so you can run the 2 Mythic Blight Holders together forward.
Okay, so if the 2 Mythic Blight Haulers haul ass forward,
yeah,
you give them reroll hits. Bear in mind the movement 10.
Still an 18-inch range to get into to see the player's deployment zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a turn 1 alpha strike potentially. I'm just trying to see if these guys have got any play.
I was going to
They are 1 to hit with reroll to hit and lethals. So you're basically going to be saying, I'm always rerolling these dice.
Yes.
Because I've got 4 dice rerolling. One
Yes.
of them is going to be lethal.
Yes.
Statistically speaking.
Only thing I
if
will
you
say
spike.
is, would you rather run 2 of those for 180?
Yeah.
Or a drone for 100?
Why not have all the drones? And
Exactly. You can now run 6 drones. You can have 3 grenade ones and 3 of the flame or melee ones.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to see if these guys can work in this attachment. If they're going to work anyway, it'll be here.
They're 90 points. They're cheap vehicle denters.
They are just as hard to kill.
They're the exact same defensive profile as a drone.
2 are OC6, which is annoying for
Yes.
for your objective holding 5 mans.
Yes.
So that's quite interesting. Okay, so and the Preds, I think the Preds are great now because they're afflicted. So in your shooting phase, after this model is shot, select 1 monster or vehicle unit hit by 1 more of those attack. Add 1 if it's afflicted, which you can easily trigger in this.
You literally just pick it.
And they, on a 5+, it goes to 4+.
Yep.
In this detachment, suffers D3 mortal wounds. So that's just. I wonder. I haven't run the numbers.
Is that the
on it.
Annihilator?
It's the Annihilator.
Only for monsters and vehicles.
Yeah.
But still.
Previously, shite. 50% chance of getting the D3, and a 50% chance of getting 2 mortals, which
Yes.
means there's a 25% chance of doing an extra wound. That's
Exactly.
all that is.
Yes.
That they can't save.
Nope.
How many times have you left a vehicle on 1 wound?
Annoyingly.
Annoying
enough.
number of times.
Yeah.
The option to spike to 2 to 3 is interesting. The fact that you can give this full rerolls to hit now
Is silly.
helps.
Yeah.
Take a 140 point, never take it because the last one
135 now, so they're even cheaper.
Even cheaper. A predator that you'd never take before because you never fucking hit with the last cannons.
Yep.
Now you get rerolls to hit.
The other one has lethal hits now as well.
Yeah.
The Pred Destructor.
The Destructor does, yeah.
Has lethal hits on its damage 3 weapon.
Okay. But the Predator twin link last cannon also gets twin linked.
And that's the same.
Yeah, but you've got rerolls to hit and you've got twin linked.
Yes, on the big one.
And you've got the potential to pip into
Exactly.
an extra bit of a mortal.
So you're doing D6 plus 1 with an average of what, 1 or 2 dev wounds if you're getting lucky.
Yeah.
It's not bad. For a cheap vehicle as well, it's not that expensive.
Oh, sorry, no, it's a 50 and then 50. Oh, it's 2/3. Oh, yeah, so it's actually better. So it's a 30% chance of doing an extra 2 mortals every
Yes.
time that thing shoots.
You're not going to complain about that, are you?
That's pretty good.
It's pretty tasty.
Okay, I'm going to run the numbers out. I think those are good.
Especially with the next one.
Think they're great.
Font of Filth. 1 Death Guard vehicle from your army gains the assault ability. So the idea of you then with the Mythic Blight Haulers advancing up, you get a big advance. You get a 16-inch move on lethal hit
Yeah.
melters.
To get into your opponent's deployment zone, you're typically 24 inches apart.
Yeah.
You've got 10. You need to get within 9.
You're going to struggle to get within melter range.
Yeah.
But it's again just throwing dice at them because they're +1 to hit, +1 to wound the melters now.
Yeah.
Into monsters and vehicles. So even if you're not getting into melter
Well,
range,
they always were. Because people never talk about
they weren't +1 to hit. They were just
Are you
+1, 100%. They were just +1 to wound.
But
And it used to be only into vehicles. Now it's vehicles and monsters.
okay, that is a big change.
They used to be shit.
And then there's the. We did forget the other predator. Just out of interest, what you
Destructor,
did say it's got.
It's pretty good. Gives you extra AP into vehicles now. Into models.
Does it though? In your shooting phase, after this model is shot, select 1 enemy unit, excluding monster vehicles, hit by 1 more of those attacks until the end of the phase. Each time a friendly Death Guard unit makes a ranged attack, improve the AP.
Yes, and if you're picking a unit to give the
So
-1 armor save
It
to
doesn't
as
get
well.
it itself.
No, itself has to, unless you have 2.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give a fuck.
I love heavy bolters. The fact that this thing
Oh,
only
they're
has 2
so nice.
is rubbish. I wish you could have like 3 or 4. Because then it's interesting.
Well, your guard mine kicking in, is it?
Yeah, I've just been rocking battle tanks with 3 bolters.
You're not used to having 83 guns all shooting into one unit.
Good. It's so tasty. The extra AP is nice. Predator autocannon, rapid fire, lethal hits. It's strength 10. That got FAQ'd immediately.
It's now strength 9 again.
Strength
because
9.
strength 10 would be silly.
Meh, I think it's okay in this.
Unless you were a drone, then strength 10's okay.
Yeah. Because you can afflict people.
Yeah.
It's okay. And anyway.
They're going to be a lot less viable now in non-Morty's Hammer detachments, I think.
Okay. So, what was the other one?
Ice Stinger Storm's the next one.
Opponent's command phase, vehicle unit, select one objective marker visible to one or more of your units. Each afflicted enemy unit within range of that objective marker must take a battle shock test. I love forcing battle shock tests.
And it is not in the battle shock step, so you cannot heroic it.
You cannot, you can't auto check it. Does not need to take any other battle shock tests in the same phase.
It is only for afflicted units.
But you can choose.
You can choose 2 maximum.
2.
So are you not wasting, but are you sacrificing one or even both of your pick 2 units?
Yeah, but the one thing we did forget to say is that the blood drones.
the stupid grenade drones now. If you kill a unit on a 5-up or a 4-up if you're afflicted, everything within 6 is now afflicted.
So you are splashing that out.
Yes, it literally explodes and you explode into a cloud of disease.
Anything forcing battle shocks can win games.
Yes.
So that's quite good.
Is that the Tyrannid's player in you starting to creep out, is it?
That's interesting. I didn't know that was there. Because I'm planning a battle shock manipulation army for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really like Mortarian's hammer.
Oh, it's definitely going to be one of the... It's the reliability.
That is great.
You can guarantee 2 things are going to be afflicted every battle. It's not the battle round, but...
Okay. Stinking Mire, start your opponent's charge phase, vehicle, subtract 2 from the charge roll. Okay, fine. It could save you from losing an objective, it could save you from losing a vehicle.
It's annoying it's not cumulative. You can't stack this or anything.
Well, apart from Malignant Playcaster, shooting something, give it -2, and then you pop that. And you
Not for charges.
No, but then you
pop -2 move and then -2 for the charge, and basically a -4 move in total.
Unfortunately, you have to spend a CP to do what others can do for free.
Exactly.
Okay, what I like about this is Death Shroud don't need a buff, really.
No.
They don't really need a buff. So you can run those in this without anything special.
And your 6-inch deep strike, that one, drop down within 6.
Yeah.
And then charge.
I really like it. Okay, that's cool. There's some play there.
Right.
This is the one I think I would run.
This is what most people are saying is going to be the best one, I reckon. Once all the dust has settled and people have gotten like a lot of play time in, they reckon Champions have the biggest play to it because it's so flexible.
We have got some chats coming in, sorry. We're not ignoring you. Hi, chat. Great watch so far. Thank you very much. Walrus Paints. And Kayla asks, drones can fit in small places.
They can. Yeah, okay. Seems rather sexually charged.
It always is. Detachment rule, Manifold Maladies. At the start of the battle round, you select one of the plagues listed in Nurgle's gifts. Until the end of the battle, that is your chosen plague instead. So it's basically...
You can change it every turn, basically.
Kind of
every
like
battle round.
Plague Gladius, except you get it for the rest of the battle.
Yes. And you can go back to them.
Yeah.
You can switch between the 2. 3, but...
I think that's just... It's amazing. It's amazing because I just think the amount of battle shock manipulation you want to be doing in this codex, the amount that you're forcing, slowing people down, that's the one that you never want to take because the others are too good.
Exactly.
But there could be a turn when it's clutch.
And when we get into more of these, there's going to be times where you don't even need to.
No, lead us through the...
So, final ingredient is only for the Biologist Putrefier. So he's the model a lot of you'll know for the Plague Marines. He used to give crit 5 lethals and 3 grenades on a Marine unit. It's for him only. And then once per battle, after the bearer's unit is fought, if one or more character models were destroyed as a result of those attacks, select one plague.
Yeah.
Until the end of battle, while any enemy unit is afflicted, they have the effect of that plague in addition to any others. If this character, with that enhancement, kills a character, you will be facing 2 contagions for the rest of the game. That is silly.
Well, no, it doesn't say he has to kill them, thank God, because he's...
His unit.
Yeah.
He's much better in combat now.
Is he?
His pistol gained precision and anti-infantry 2-up.
Okay, well, maybe we should take a look at him now, actually. I said we wouldn't do this, but it seems
It's
like
gonna happen
it's gonna
regardless.
happen. This is why I like to start with the units first. But this
Yeah.
is bad.
Where's Biologus?
He is page 91.
The now 45-point model.
Nice and cheap, but he gives the unit lethal hits, which is big because a lot of the weapons have lost
Yeah,
it.
still lethal hit crit 5s.
Crit 5s.
Lost the 3 grenades though.
Which is huge.
Yes.
But it got nerfed so badly.
Yeah, it used to be every unit could do it. So you used to have basically 3 grenades free every turn, plus another 3. Another 1, sorry, for spending it normally. It's now got the is it the apothecary rule of just gain OC when you kill a character?
Yeah, the
destroy a unit, sorry.
The chunky one, yeah.
Yeah, gain 6 OC.
First time this model's unit destroys an enemy unit. As the result of a melee attack, gain 6 OC. So that's interesting because the way I'm thinking about running this unit is 5 mans with characters in, because I think it's the most point efficient way of doing it.
So you can have like a 17, 18 OC 5-man unit with characters.
Yeah, what's that going to be? 10. These are OC1, goes to 12, plus 6, 18, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty silly. And it's a unit, not a character unit, I've realised. If you just kill a unit, you kill a chaff unit, or you kill an assassin, or...
Yeah, his combat's absolutely terrible. So
that's obviously why you have the Marines
the
there.
Shooting's okay.
The shooting's much better now. It used to be strength 6, now it's 8, now strength 7, and the pistol obviously has now gained anti-infantry 2 up and precision.
Oh, the grenades are fantastic. Assault,
they're great.
blast, lethal.
Once again, blast.
Ace. Just fantastic.
With crit 5s.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so that's a little buff.
Yeah.
If you're tagging things, right?
And the odds are you're going to be picking that, if you do manage to get that off, you're going to be picking the OC movement and leadership one. Because you're going to be switching between I reckon you'll be switching between hit roll and armor save back and forth, back and forth.
I just think it's going to be hard to track.
I think no one's going to allow that to happen. If you declare your army properly and you go, right, if this character kills a character from your army, you'll forever be worse, twice as bad as you will be normally. You're not going to put a character model within 40 inches of that.
I don't think I'd take it. Maybe.
No, I mean it's far too. It's great when it goes off, but I'd be amazed if it went off more.
How many points is it? Do you know?
Ooh, could be 20. What's it called? Visions of Virulence.
Yeah.
I'll check what the book says.
Okay. I'll go on to the next one. Visions of Virulence. Playcaster.
15 points it is in book.
Oh, so if you shoot them, they also become inflicted. So just okay, meh.
Only with a caster again though.
Yeah. It's all right.
Nah.
That's shit. it's a 12-inch tag. Something make it afflicted.
Which would be good if because the Marines with that unit would be gaining sustained hits, but it's the same activation.
It could be all right for Overwatch because then it's afflicted, and then when it's your turn and you want your
it's only enfeebled, so it's when you're hit by the -2 move, and that's only in your shooting phase. Let's check. Here we are.
Yeah.
In your shooting phase, after this model is shot, slam 1 infantry unit.
Okay. I was thinking of some cool shit you could do.
Yeah.
Actually, is the just thinking about the shroud, death shroud.
What about them?
Do they get the 6-inch only in?
Only when it's afflicted.
That's not locked to your movement phase. You can do it.
No, you can do it. You can ingress.
Cool. Why not?
Of course.
Stupid. So stupid.
That'll be a fake you'd hopefully.
Yeah, it will be. Play surgeon only. Each time the bearer's unit is, you can regain D3. So that's
rather than
play surgeon.
Plague surgeon gives back. Plague surgeon, I think, has had one of the biggest glow ups in the whole codex.
He's the apothecary for sure. He is definitely had. I'm just wondering if he's worth taking now because what have they added?
So he's lost the rule of if you're within 3 character models regain D3 D3 wounds.
Right.
Shit, no one ever ran it. I believe the old rule used to be regain D3 bodyguards as well. So that's now the enhancement. Now it's just you regain 1. He instead has gained inflamed infections. At the start of the fight phase, just like 1 enemy unit within engagement range. Each time a unit model in that unit makes an attack, you gain critical hits on a 5. If they're below half strength, it's critical hits on a 4.
So,
if you run him with the biology we just talked about, you're getting lethals on 4s.
What's interesting about that is you don't need the biologist.
You don't. If you run the caster who gives you sustained hits, you're getting sustained hits on a 4. Josh.
Sorry. Okay. This is my wife trying to get in touch. It's trying to feed us ice cream. I was like, we're streaming, woman. Plague Surgeons. So, okay, if you want to run 6 5-mans,
Yep.
you can now have Plague Surgeons in 3,
Biologists
and
and
Biologists another 3, and they all have crits on 5.
and that's like 1,400 points.
Is it though?
No, so it'd be 95 times 4, which I'm not going to, that's times 6, which I'm not going to try and do on camera.
600.
Good for you.
Minus 30.
And then it's
570.
50, and then do 95 times 3.
Why, are they both 40?
One's 45, one's 50.
Times how many? 6?
3. Oh, they're times 3, because you add them together. Because you have one in each.
Of course. Okay, so it's going to be 300 minus 15 is 285. So it's 700.
Plus, I imagine 3 rhinos.
850-ish.
Plus 3 rhinos, 85 each.
Well, you don't need to take a rhino.
You're running a fucking rhino.
It's about $1,000.
They are 5-inch move.
So it's 3 rhinos. It's going to cost about 1,000 points. 1,100 points.
For MSU. Fairly killy MSU now, though. With some fairly decent fucking stratagems to come as well.
That's not bad.
No, I wouldn't complain about that. Alright. The last one.
You don't need a 6. Though. I mean, and also this is so situational. Someone's attacking the studio.
It's Liam trying to claim all the death guards.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
The last one's
Sorry, go on.
not even going to try and pronounce that name.
Cornucophagus. I think it's supposed to be a play on
Cornucopias.
Yeah.
Lord of Pox is basically that unit gains 2 plagues. Lord of Pox mod only, and then that unit can have both two separate contagions.
Bring it, Poxes. What have you got? This is the new guy, right?
So he's the guy who was rumoured to have the best melee weapon in the whole game, and he does give him dev wounds.
This is the new model, right?
Yes. So he's giving you an extra 3-inch aura to the unit he's with him. He's giving the unit, if he's leading a unit, the unit gains 18-inch loan up.
Which would be good.
But
I mean, it could be good actually for your backfield.
Yeah, true.
Objectives,
but he's like, I swear he's like 70, 80 points.
He's too expensive.
Far too expensive. His melee is good. It's basically a Death Shroud Terminator with 6 attacks and devs. And he's got a 4-up invuln, which no other character in the Marines has.
I have not noticed that.
The melee or the invuln?
The invuln.
Oh, it's nice. And he's got 5 wounds. All the other characters have 4, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so they're trying to make a cap... Because I've always looked at this and thought, where's the captain?
Yeah, we didn't
Why
really
don't they
have
have
one.
captains? Is there a fluffy reason for that, or...?
I don't know. He's 80 points, obviously, and he was meant to be the whole, he's the best duelsman in the galaxy for Death Guard, like better than Typhus or whatever. And it's like, he's basically a Death Shroud Terminator. He's nowhere near as good as Typhus.
Okay. So what does that give him? Extra contagion. Okay, so you
extra 3 contagion.
No, the Cornophagus.
Yeah, it gives him an extra 1. So he can do basically he can do 2 of the 3.
Okay.
With loan up. 18-inch loan up.
Interesting. That could be okay. That's good. I like it. It's interesting. All right, next, let's go into the strats. So Blessings of Filth. Your shooting phase or fight phase, 1 Death Guard attached unit, so it's got to be led.
Could have a character yet.
Selected to shoot or fight until the end of the phase against crits.
Crit 5s.
Fantastic. So that means you don't have to spend the points to put the character in all the time.
No.
Which frees you up to not take the Purifier.
Although you do need a character.
You do need a character, but it frees you up to put a different character in.
He's the cheapest one is the issue.
Yeah. Well, you're still going to want some.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because you've only got 1 strat. And you can only do it once. But of course, it can be Terminators.
Yeah.
Which is a big change. So you can put that on the Blight Lords.
Or the Death Shroud of Lord of Contagion.
Of course the Death Shroud. Because I was saying, I'm always trying to find a way to make Blight Lords good. But
you can't do it.
It's so shockingly
You can't do it. That's so good.
Okay. Amazing. So that's the theme of this entire detachment.
Characters. Characters.
No, not that. It's giving you the buffs that the characters would give you. So
yes,
you don't have to have.
You can mix and match characters and still gain benefit from others.
And this is where I start to come in with my
ball control shit, yeah.
Because I can start to take things like the Noxious Brightbringer,
who in combat is not the best compared to all the others. However, you're gaining the benefits with the strats.
Just terrible, frankly. And what was the other one? There's another one that forces. Okay, bear in mind, your Plague Marines can take the icon.
Yep, they have to have a bolter though.
That's fine.
With the amount of special weapons Plague Marines can take, In a 5-man, you can have 2 plasma guns, 2 power fists, and a flamer or a light
This
launcher.
is for the board control build. So you take the -1 leadership.
It's only within 6.
That's fine because you're bullying. And
Death Shroud can take one for free, you know.
That's great. They also have one.
Yeah,
Everyone
they do.
takes one.
Yeah, they do.
Noxious Brightblinger, just terrible in every way.
Awful.
Just
Awful
the
model.
worst. Okay.
However,
What does he do? He adds 1 to your move, reroll advance and charge rolls. That's quite good because
Handy.
that's where you want to get in. And in the battle shock step of your opponent's command phase, if the enemy unit is below starting strength and within 9 of this model, that enemy must take a battle shock test, subtracting 1 from the test. So, if an enemy unit is below starting strength, not select
Yes.
one enemy unit,
if
not
the enemy unit is below starting strength,
and within 9,
yes.
you want, I think,
It's
unfortunately.
only subtracting 1 if they're a Psyker, though.
Oh yeah, you're crappy right.
If I just ruined your dreams of a ball control list.
A little bit, but that's fine. That's why you've got the banners. That's why you've got the. That's why you've got these banners on
The banners for the Marines, yeah.
Marines, and that's within 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can make it -2.
Bear in mind, I've just noticed. Oh, it's an aura, so you can only be affected by 1.
Yeah.
Pooh.
But you can
Okay.
also do your contagion. The contagion stacks. They're
So
different,
that's
they're
2.
different auras.
That's -2
He would make it -3 for a Psyker.
for a Psyker.
Fuck you, Zeech armies.
And if you're rocking the Demon Prince of Nurgle,
Does he force 1
he forces 1 when you get charged.
at
Oh,
-1?
no. While an enemy unit is within 6 of this model, each time it is selected to fall back, models that must take a desperate escape test. When doing so, if that model is below 1, when doing so, battle shock test. If it's battle shock, subtract 1. That's fine. Oh, I've missed it. Each time this model ends a charge move, select 1 enemy unit within engagement range of it. Take a battle shock, subtracting 1. So that'd be a -3
Yes.
battle shock when he charges something. Okay, does it matter? Possibly. It stops fight and death. It stops
Armor Contempt.
Armor Contempt. It stops OC.
Yeah.
It stops buffs.
The issue with a lot of that is it's all in your turn, so it's not like you're stopping it for their next turn.
Well, it depends if they're below half, but yeah, except for the Noxious Brightblinger, right? Because that's in your opponent's command
Yes.
phase. So I think that's one interesting thing. Anyway, oh my god, I get so distracted.
Onto the second stratagem.
I think there was onto the second stratagem. Shit. At least we don't have to go through the units because we're doing them as we go.
Yes.
Your shooting phase, fight phase. Yeah, this is massive.
Yeah, an attached unit. If they attack a unit that is it below starting strength?
Target units below
Starting strength. Full rerolls to hit and wound.
It's 2 CP for a reason because that's disgustingly
Yes,
good.
and all you've got to be is attached. So a 5-man unit now is no longer not going to punch through.
Yeah, I think
Especially with access to sustain and crit 4s, crit 5s, lethals.
you can punch up. Big
Oh,
time.
massively.
Take a wound off something, and it's below starting strength, and in you go. It's massive.
It's going to chew through things.
I love it, and that's why it's 2 CP. You're going to need that quite a lot, I think.
Yeah.
So you're going to want a
Demon Prince.
Demon Prince.
Or a Tallyman, because he can go with Marines.
Yeah, but again, the Tallyman, he does give the crits now. No,
No,
that's
he ignores.
What's the Tallyman do?
He on a 7-up gives you the CP, and he ignores all weapon skill and ballistic skill modifiers.
Okay, so that helps you get over the line.
It's great in a mirror match.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Think about that for teams, actually. 'Cause I found you never split end up with Death Guard fighting against Death Guard in teams.
Because it used to be who has Morty. Whoever has Morty wins.
Or that no one wants to play them.
No.
So
Death Guard players hate nothing more than playing with a Death Guard player.
Yeah, no, it's fine. No one else likes playing them either.
You should wait until you see a Death Guard player go, a -1 toughness. That's fucking bullshit. Happens every time.
Grotesque Fortitude, opponent shooting phase, or fight phase. It's so diverse. It's
Yeah.
shoot phase, fight phase, shoot
whatever.
phase, fight phase, shoot phase. 1 Death Guard attached unit, selected as the target, add 2 to the toughness. So this doesn't sound like much.
When you realise what the toughness is, though, it's you'll have T8 Marines and T9 Terminators.
I mean, that's massive.
That's so stupid.
I mean, Assault Intercessors going into your, to bully you in that early game trading.
Now it's 6 to wound.
6 to wound.
That's
Even
stupid.
with rerolls, it's...
I'm thinking more things like Melters and Knights. Imperial Knights used to be an easy 20-0 for them because we're our best unit with 4 wounds, T6. They shot through us, they were fine. Now T9, 4 wounds, they're winning on 4s, and they need 2 to go through each time. AP 1.
Yeah.
It's going to bounce off them.
I think it's unfortunate. It's only lead units.
Only attached, yeah.
Which is fair. Which is fair.
But this is probably why there's so many characters that are so cheap now for the Marines, at least. The Death Guard, the Terminator ones, there's only 2 of them now, and they're a lot more expensive than they used to be.
Yeah, I love it.
Still, T8 Marines is silly.
1 CP is just a cheeky little up.
Yeah.
Sock on that.
Just throw off their maths entirely.
I like it. Okay, Rapid Infusion, 1 CP, start of the fight phase. 1 Death Guard unit that has 2 characters, it gets fight first. Brilliant.
It's great.
It's amazing because you don't have to take your really expensive fight first dude anymore.
Who's only once per game now as well.
Oh, Lastborn. Yeah.
Because he used to be insane.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, he's great for board control now.
Oh, he's still great.
Can't advance within 9. He's still absolutely terrible in combat, and
his flamer's still good though.
Flamer's
7/2/2 flamer.
Yeah, if you like that sort of thing. There's actually 2 damage flamers at ace.
Yeah, they're great. I love them.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, still not taking him. Okay, Mobile Vector.
This one, I've never understood, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. I'll read it for the chat so you can read it. In your movement phase, before the reinforcement steps, 1 Death Guard character unit from your army that is not leading a unit. Select 1 other friendly Death Guard unit, excluding battle shocked and attached units that already have 2 leaders, or 1 character leading it. Within 2 inches horizontally or 5 inches vertically, that unit attaches to that unit as a leader. Change the unit's starting strength accordingly.
What's wrong with that?
When the fuck would you ever use this?
Well, you must have had times when you've got 1 character running around on his own.
But this is a situation which I have 1 character running around on his own, and Marines. It's gonna be mostly Marines, I imagine.
Yeah,
it's decent for Death Shroud when I think about it, but still, it's 1 character running around.
It has to be,
No, it's Death Guard character.
I see, yeah.
So a character running around with a Marine or Terminator unit running around that's not got a character, and is within 5.
It's what we would call situational. However, for a detachment that relies on having attached units,
yes,
if you get precisioned out,
that's never going to happen to Death Shroud because they give their character a 4-up film they're paying now.
No, but you're in Death Shroud.
Because they are the single best unit in the fucking book.
This is not Death Shroud.
I know it's Marine. It's MSU Marine.
There's definitely they get the +2. They get the +2 toughness. They get the reroll hits and wins.
They actually get everything in this.
They do actually get everything. Fair enough. They don't really need the buff. Bear in mind the reroll hits and wounds is insane for them.
Oh yeah.
But actually the crits is better.
Oh, you can't do reroll. You need. Oh no, it is just 1 unit, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fucking silly.
Because
I thought you needed 2 characters for that.
Well, the crits on 5s for Death Shroud is better because it's only 1 CP.
Yeah.
And you're going to get sustained and lethal.
Exactly. If you're with the Lord of Contagion.
Is it better? I think.
It's a lot more expensive to do.
I think I was thinking of the Lord one. Lord's Chosen one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, doesn't matter. Reroll everything is probably better.
Maybe. You think.
Also 2 CP. Okay, Death's Head. When shooting, 1 Biologist Purifier unit from your army that is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units has been selected to shoot this phase. Select 1 enemy unit, not a vehicle, that is within 8 and visible to your unit until the start of that turn. It is affected by all the plagues.
Only 1 unit though.
Yeah.
Again, situational.
I mean.
So 1 unit's going to be -1 to hit, armor save, move, OC, and leadership.
Yeah.
Not bad, but again,
and
it's
toughness,
it's 1 character.
I know Contagion's different.
Contagion's the toughness, yeah. It's 1 character, a specific character at that, and 1 enemy unit. Has to be within 8 and visible. If you're within 8 of a unit, it's going to be, if it's turn 3 or onwards, it's going to have at least 1 Contagion anyway. And if you're playing champs, you're switching between multiple. So you can kind of dictate the flow of things anyway.
I'm trying to think when it would be good. I think it's a pretty big nerf to a major unit.
Yeah, if you've got like a big chosen unit or 8 bound or something that's quite scary, stopping that pressing forward. It could be a pivotal point of like they need a 10-inch move and you're making them guaranteed 9. It's huge.
Okay. I think, like I said, that whole thing, that is a finessey kind of body control-y. I love that.
I've just realised, Chris put in the chat,
Oh.
that add a character to a unit, some of the characters can now go Poxwalkers.
Yeah.
So if they get shot out with the Marine squad and go, haha, 20 bodies, can't kill me now.
Yeah, true. But to what effect, you know?
Because now you can have 20 Poxwalkers of a character for no fucking reason.
Okay, this is the obligatory demon one. Thanks for that, by the way. Good to hear some chat. Okay, also if there's a rhino gets destroyed in turn 1. Who is that?
Could be Ben's second. Oh, Corellis, that's Matt. You met him at club on...
Oh,
the guy whose models got shattered across the floor.
Oh,
Bless him.
oh, Matt.
Yeah.
The other Matt struck out in jealousy, I think.
Yeah, just, no, Death Guard here. Swipe him off the
There's
table.
no room for more than one Matt. Taliban summoners.
My least favourite one in the whole codex.
Everyone says this is the worst demon detachment.
It's definitely worse than World Eaters, because World Eaters one's obviously one of their best ones.
Yeah.
I don't know the Slanesh one well enough to comment.
The T-Sons one's pretty neat.
Oh, I've seen. Yeah, it's not bad. With the mutant left Vortex beast getting
No, it's
all
that
the cabals.
all rubrics get 4+ invons, which is insane, and all demons get access to rituals.
Death Guard, the tanky detachment,
Cool.
and then the mortal guys. Yeah.
So what does it do?
So when a Plague Legion's unit is within 7 inches of one or more Death Guard units,
So Plague Legion or any demon.
any Nurgle demon. Basically, if a Nurgle demon's within 7 of a Death Guard unit, they gain the Nurgle's gift ability, so they gain an aura.
They gain the aura.
They gain the aura.
The -1 toughness one.
And
the afflicted one.
yes,
Okay.
it's now all under Nurgle's gift.
Gotcha.
And then the opposite way round. So if Death Guard's within 7 of a Plague within a demon, they gain an extra 3 inches on their aura. So if they're next to each other, you're essentially going to get 6, 9, 12-inch auras from both of them. No, sorry, you have.
Because it doesn't say you extend the Plague Legions.
No, so the Plague Legions still have the regular aura.
Which is weird.
The Death Guard have 6, 9, 12 now rather than 3, 6, 9.
Okay. It's a strange one. Okay.
I don't like it. Because this is where I'm seeing it. If a demon's within 7 of a Plague Marine unit, they gain an aura. There are very few times in which a demon's going to be within contagion range of an enemy, and the Death Guard model behind it isn't. Unless you're basically just doing like a line of here's a great and clean one, behind it's going to be a Marine or Poxwalkers or something. That'll give you the aura, and I'll sit behind it.
Doesn't a Great Demon give an aura of -1 toughness?
It picks one, I believe. If it's the same, if it's...
Have a look.
I actually haven't looked at the Death Guard, because I know the Death Guard demons are slightly different to your normal ones now.
Great and clean. Let's just do all the demons and then go back.
Yeah.
See where the synergies are.
So, start with Rotagus.
Yeah, go on then.
So, T12, 5 up 4. He's the same defensive profile as your Greater Demons. Same with his melee, I believe that's all the same as well.
Yeah.
Got a Filled with Pain 6 up, same again. Start of the fight phase, select one enemy unit within 24 invisible to this model. To the end of the phase, Plague Legion's model will gain +1 damage, same as normal. And then one enemy unit's within 6 of this model, subtract 2 from the move and 1 from the OC, same. Not to a minimum of 1 though. Hence why Plague Legion's demon detachment so far has been extremely oppressive.
Shit.
Yeah, it's not to a -1.
Whoa. So if you combine this
Yes.
with your detachment rule, which
Yes.
is reduce OC by 1,
Yes.
and
You
then
can
they're within 6 of him,
But
he makes battle line 0.
Yes. Because you
Not
make
too
it...
bad, is
Because
it?
the Death Guard make it to 1, and then he makes it to 0.
Yeah.
Pretty silly. It's pretty silly.
It's not too bad.
It's not. It's not. Now that you point it out there, Josh.
Okay.
Then the regular Great and Clean one, 6 up on the pain, same melee damage profile, same defensive profile. He gives an aura of plus. Does he still give an aura of +1 toughness? Yeah, so he still gives an aura of +1 toughness. Oh, that now applies to Death Guard units. Oh, that's.
What? No, it doesn't.
It doesn't say Plague Legions.
It does. While a friendly Plague Legion.
Aww.
It's the first thing it says.
Aww.
Add 1 to the toughest characters.
Tell me I can't have T8 Terminators.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's terrible. If it was -1 toughness,
It makes him T13.
which is okay, which is fair enough. Like las cannons and
Makes Great and
stuff
Clean
like
one T13 as well.
That's I have no problem with that. My issue is the Great Unclean one. If that was -1 toughness, would synergize so well with the rest of the codex.
Yes, because then everything's -2 toughness.
And then everyone would be very happy. Oh wait, then what's the next one?
You pick one unit at the end of your movement phase within 12 invisible.
Oh, so you can make things -2.
In theory, yes, but it's 1 unit. It has to be within 12 of the Grim Queen one.
Okay, so there's some.
There's still some play to 100%.
-2 toughness isn't pretty.
For 1 unit though.
Yeah, but that's like. Terminators go to C3. The breakpoint there is quite interesting because
this kind of. You gotta think, Death Guard are kind of built around breakpoints, so the -1 toughness, things are accounted for of, right, we can't have Death Shroud wound them on 3s or 2s or whatever. Because I'm thinking Death Shroud might, obviously. Or like Morty, for example.
Right.
Making things -2 is good, but it's still not a huge breakpoint. So T10 models makes no difference. T12 does make a slight difference.
Well, no, T10 makes a huge difference because it goes to 8, which means Melters now wound on 3s.
We have
means
one
Blight Wallers go on 2s.
Oh, true.
So this is where you start to build a list around where you break points. You then have Blight Lord Terminators, which have standard ass bolters, as well as the combi weapons.
Now
so get rid of the combi weapons.
Now we're on 2s.
They're now wounding on 2s, or they're wounding Terminators on 3s.
With AP1.
With AP1 as standard, or 2 if you pick this plague for.
It's 1. It's 0 naturally.
No, because if there's more than 5, they get +1 strength.
Oh, Blight Lords, you mean Blight Lords? Sorry.
Blight Lords, yeah. I'm just trying to make
Still trying to make Blight Lords work.
I'm trying to.
You've got Blight Lords in the mind, I've got Death Shroud in the mind.
I think in that combo, in this very specific combo, they just Blight Lords fuck people up with their 4 shots each bolters. Just saying. Actually, they only need to be toughness 6.
Look what we've done here. Look what we've done.
No, this is interesting. This is really interesting. These would probably be good in the mirror.
I'm going to let you nerd out over that while I run to the toilet then,
of
your Blight Lords.
Okay, could you hold that thought there, please, ladies and gentlemen? We're just going to take a short intermission. Sorry about that.
Trying to see if we catch back up to speed on the comments.
Okay.
Situational could lead the playcaster. Be very read that one. Rhino turn 1, yeah, fuck you. Thanks for reminding me. Most likely Nurgling's Beast of Nurgle turn 1 move to spot to tag things. What are we talking about there?
Beast of Nurgle.
Oh, I think you might be referring to basically pressing the Beast of Nurgle up first for their scout moves now, having Death Guard units behind that, giving them an aura, and then forcing that to be...
Okay.
Giving them contagion that way, because they've now got Scout 6.
Alright, well, I'll get to the Beast of Nurgling in a moment then. Roger's got 6+ Feel No Pain, that was not new.
So's
the
GUO.
Pain one. Okay, so there's some play there. I guess as long as they're nice and cheap, it's not too bad.
They're $250 each.
That's not too bad. Sorry, I've got it.
That's 2 units of Light Lords for you, Josh.
Yeah, like that.
Plague Bearers, I think, are the exact same. Yeah, sticky objectives.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's the 1 damage that just makes them suck.
Yeah.
So why have they only got 2 attacks?
I don't know. You can give them obviously the extra 1 damage with Rotgus. With a great
okay, yeah.
Rotgus, yeah.
Enough, yeah.
Plague Drones, I've never seen any Death Guard player use these.
They're huge.
They are massive, massive models.
The attacks are crap, but they do give you reroll wounds.
Only for Plague Legion models, though.
Yeah.
Again, is the issue. There's no crossover there at all.
No, none.
Which is what you'd think they do when you've got the crossover detachment, wouldn't you? But
it'd be like they should share a keyword.
Yeah.
Something.
A Nurgle keyword
Yeah.
would be great. Beast of Nurgle are the exact same. Again, they're still T9 7 wounds. Fucking unkillable models.
Yeah.
Regain all their
They
wounds
haven't got
each
a feel no
phase.
pain. Did they not? Did they feel no pain before?
No, you're thinking of beasts. Sorry, spawns. Spawns.
Oh, yeah.
But they do regain all their wounds after each phase, which is silly. So if you only do 6 of them in the shooting phase, charge phase starts at now 7 again.
Okay.
Nurglings are Nurglings.
It's just subtract 1 from the hit roll now, though.
Yeah, and they have to be in combat. They have to be within engagement range.
So it doesn't synergise with the armor rule at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay, I can understand why everyone's
See,
pissed off.
it used to be an aura of everything within 6, excluding monsters and vehicles, and -1 to hit. So you run that with Death Shroud, make them -1 to hit and make them -1 damage. It's now -2 to hit, -1 to wound, -1 damage. You'd win melee matchups. That's all the demons. A whole 2, 4, 5 data sheets and a character of a already existing data sheet.
I'm trying to understand it, but okay.
Do you see what I mean? Where it's not.
Well, let's see what we've got. Death Guard model only. Each time a Plague Legion unit from your army set up on the battlefield using Deep Strike, set it up within 12 of the bearer. It can go 6 inches horizontally from any models instead of 9.
Basically, Shadow Chaos, but
Yeah.
for Death Guard.
So, okay.
But I ask you, what are you going to be deep striking in? Such as.
A Jonky Boy. A Great Demon.
True. It's Plague Legions. Oh, the Death Guard model only. Used to wear Plague Legion. Oh, so basically the Death Guard model goes forward. So it basically gives them the Shadow Chaos. So a Greater Demon can deep strike within 6.
Yeah. We'll see if that's useful.
Yeah.
I mean, it could charge maybe. Death Guard model only. Add 2 to the attacks characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons.
Greater Demons and Lord of Contagion. All the Lord of Poxes makes him 8 attacks.
Yeah, Demon Prince. I guess. Yeah,
it's meh.
Lord of Poxes maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, makes it 8 attacks. For basically an 8 attack Death Shroud with dead wounds.
Yeah.
It's a bit silly.
Great Unclean One gets 1. In the Battle Shock step, oh yeah, your opponent's command phase, each enemy unit within 6 of the bearer, if it's below starting strength, take a Battle Shock test at subtracting 1. That's pretty epic, actually.
It is pretty cool, especially with the -1 OC with the Rotagus as well.
That's all units. That's not select units.
Yeah, everything within 6.
That's.
And it's in your opponent's command phase, not their Battle Shock step, so they can't auto pass it.
I love that.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, cool. 2 Bountiless Blessings.
The Plaguecaster again, our fucking favourite model.
Yeah.
Each time a Plague Legion's unit within 12 inches of the bearer takes a Battle Shock test, add 1 to that test. If the test is passed, 1 model in that unit regains D3 lost wounds or D3 destroyed models if it is a battle line.
Yeah, it's heal on the Battle Shock.
Yeah, it's basically just Plague Bearer's unit. It's weird, they're just giving 2 of the rules in the Demons Index to Death Guard.
Yeah,
It's the strat I don't like. This is where I think
Alright.
we're going to
Any
disagree.
phase, Nurgling unit in your army just
This one's good.
destroyed. You can target the unit with this stratagem. Put it back in strats. So that's big because you take a big 6-man,
9-man.
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 You string it across the midboard.
Yep.
And you wait for it to die. Well, it's not. It's quite hard to kill 9.
Yeah, they have a 5 up. They've actually got a. I swear they gave them a better in one. They've got a 5 up in one. Yeah, they've now got a 5 up in one.
Okay.
T3, but 4 wounds apiece. So if you kill 9 of them, there's hopping back, and I think they're cheaper now. They're fairly cheap to
You can give them the -1 to hit aura.
Yes.
Potentially, that could really confound a lot of armies, especially ones that want to.
Oh no, they can only run in 6 now. You're right. They can't be in 9-mans anymore in Death Guard.
So that's fine.
Which is a shame.
Question?
No, I thought there was one.
Okay, fair enough. Next one.
Clutching Corruption. In the fight phase, 1 Death Guard unit from your army that has not been selected to fight until the end of the phase. Each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets an enemy unit with an engagement range of 1 or more Plague Legions units, reroll the hit roll. So if you're tagged by Nurglings, Beast of Nurgle, Growing Clean 1, the Death Guard unit gets full rerolls. But there's so many accesses to full rerolls in this codex without needing Greater Demons to be in combat.
It's 1 CP though.
It's not bad in the sense of you charge Nurglings in, make them -1 to hit, then charge your guys in case they do survive the slapback.
Yeah.
But then you got full rerolls. I'd be surprised if they're surviving the slapback.
Yeah. I think they're trying to make demons a bit fluffier. Let's see.
Mm.
Shooting phase, Plague Legion unit from your army is with engagement range of 1 or more enemies. Till the end of phase, enemy units are not considered to be within engagement range. Ah, I love that. Each time a model loses a wound, while that model is within engagement range of your unit on a 5+, your unit suffers. So yeah, it's collateral damage.
Yeah, you put it on the Great Unclean one. You roll.
No.
Really?
No.
Even with the feel no pain? Because in a 5 up,
No.
you take mauls,
No. You just do it on something you don't care about,
like Nurglings, and then
Like
bring them back for a
Nurglings.
CP.
and then you go.
Well, that could be quite a nasty combo for 2 CP, basically. You just charge them in, or you have them in their engagement range, shoot the shit out of them, they all die, bring them back.
I think that's pretty. That's pretty damn cool, actually. Just trying to think how you'd really maximise it. Have to think about that one. You are right. Yeah, you could do it on the Great Unclean one, but then you're putting wounds on a valuable thing.
He has a feel no pain.
I know, but it's only okay. So yeah, there's only 1 in 3 chance.
And
1 in
with
3.
the enhancement, you can regain wounds on the Plague Caster.
Yeah. Well, there's only a 10% chance of taking them all.
Exactly.
No, there's not. No, there's a 20% chance.
20% chance.
It's pretty
You're far
high.
better at the math hammer than I am.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's 1 in 5.
On a 22 wound model.
Well, yeah, like that. At the end of the phase, enemy units are not considered to be in engagement range. Each time an enemy model loses a wound, roll the dice. So if you absolutely go ham on this
And kill like a 10-man marine unit, that's 20 dice you're rolling.
yeah, you're losing 4. It's only 4, I guess.
Yeah.
Did I say 20%? Yeah, it's only 4. Okay, fine. Fleshy Avalanche.
Monsters can move through rolls.
Yeah, boy. That's pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's normal, advance, or charge move.
Until the end of the phase, each time you're... Oh, it's 1 Plague Legion monster unit from your army that has not been selected to move or charge this phase.
Yeah.
That's a bit shit,
It's Great Unclean 1 or Progress, certainly.
because the Chaos Knights version is after you've made the charge roll,
Then you declare it.
then you declare it.
Ah, okay.
This is before, which is kind of shit. Because
That
that
is.
thing's got a massive base.
It's huge, like 180 mil or
Yeah.
something stupid.
So that's you're only going to be using it in the movement phase.
Yeah,
basically.
100%.
Avatars of Decay. Your shooting phase, 1 Plague Legion unit until the end of the phase. While the enemy unit is within 6 of that, it is afflicted.
Basically gives them a 6-inch aura. If they're not within... That's if your unit isn't within 7 of a Death Guard unit. You can basically tag 1 unit to have an aura.
Cool.
Again, situational.
Yeah, cool. I guess if you really wanted some help.
You're
with
trying
that
to
sound.
see, like, why does this make... This is the worst one by far. This is why.
Your opponent's movement phase, when an enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, is selected to fall back, 1 Plague Legion unit from your army within engagement range of that unit. Until the end of the phase, while an enemy unit is within engagement range of your unit, each time that unit is selected to fall back, it must take a leadership test. If it's failed, it must remain stationary. So you can't It's to help you lock them in.
Yeah.
So there is a theme here. It seems to very much be like use noble demons to lock people down.
Yeah, deny them up, then kill them with your
and
Death Guard.
minusing OC and yeah.
See what I mean? Where it's like it's still got some legs to it, but
it's a tricky one.
Compared to the rest, I don't see why you'd ever want to run this.
It's not got any damage to it.
No.
At all. It's pure nonsense, which is fine.
Shamble Rot, what I assume is going to be Rich's favourite attachment.
He's already building it.
Yeah.
In your command phase, in each of the following battle rounds, depending on your chosen battle size, a new Poxwalk unit with a starting strength of 10, add it to your army, in strategic reserve even. Oh, so it's in your command phase, you add it to your strategic reserve. Yeah. So
turn 2, 3 and 4 for a 2
you're only going to get
game.
it excluding Rapid Ingress.
Yes.
3, 4 and 5.
Yes.
That's when you're going to get it. Which actually means coming in your enemy's deployment zone.
Yes.
Every they've got to screen out your deployment zone
for the whole game.
What's their OC? Have they got
1.
OC? So they can do actions.
They can.
That's quite cool, actually.
It is.
Okay, but I assume none of this synergizes well with it.
So if you ignore, if you put your arm over that and just look at the rule itself, it's pretty cool. If you ignore the right hand side, to be fair, it's not bad. But it's the way I can best describe it is, you know how you play champs, where you have MSU character units. Imagine that, but for Poxwalkers, because Poxwalkers can have characters now.
Yeah.
So you're going to see it. The only two it can have though is the guy that you like of the -1 battle shock guy.
Well, he's not even a -1.
Oh, he's not. Only for Psychers, sorry. So the battle shock guy, he can go with them, and
he's in the picture, in fact.
Yeah, and our favourite, I believe, the Playcaster.
Yeah. Okay. Let's find it. Noxious Blightbringer, the battle shock guy. While the bearer is leading Poxwalkers, add 1 to the objective characteristic models of that unit. Each time it takes a battle shock, that unit takes a battle shock. Add 1 to the test. Whoop-de-arse.
That's because I believe their leadership's like an 8.
Yeah, but they can use his. I assume his is leadership 6. Right?
Oh yeah, his will be 6.
Yeah,
you'd hope so at least.
So they go to leadership 5. I guess it's fine.
Yeah, Poxwalkers is a 7.
You could what's the unit cap?
20. You can have a 10 man or a 20 man. Now, do keep in mind they have infiltrate now. So if they have the character, they lose the infiltrate, which is huge.
Yeah.
Because you're already getting, and this does make them. I don't know where it says this, but anyways, Poxwalk units now gain battle line in this detachment.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
So you can run 6 units of them.
Yeah, Rich.
So in theory, you can have 150 Poxwalkers in one list, and they are what?
Because you're getting 6 times the 20 plus the extra.
They're 130 for 20 as well.
Okay, so it's a substantial investment.
Yeah.
For but it's a lot of wounds. They are.
It's less than less than 1,000 points though for 150 bodies.
They haven't got 5% VAR.
No, they haven't got an invuln or they've got a front pain though.
Yeah, which is worse than a 5%.
Oh yeah, massively. Anything above damage 1, they just crumble because they only have 1 wound.
Which is fair enough. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. Next one, Lord of Walking Pox. 1 Death Guard model. The bearer is leading Poxwalker unit, and it is in strategic reserves. Okay, for the purpose of setting it up, you can basically come as hello.
Yeah, you can come in as if it were turn 3, so you can end up in their deployment zone. They haven't got deep strike though, is the issue.
No, you've got to walk on, but they've got to screen it out. Okay, mental.
So it has to have a character with it, so it has to start in reserves to begin with, and then it has to walk on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's any way of removing models in the movement phase. We've identified. We haven't done Mortarian yet.
I believe is it an enhancement or a stratagem? So I think so there's a stratagem that's going to play into that pretty well.
Okay, cool. Let's go. Sorrow Siphon. Malignant Playcaster only while the bearer is leading Poxwalker. Add 1 to the damage characteristic of the bearer's Plague Wind weapon. Each time the bearer makes 1 or more attacks with the Plague Wind weapon after the bearer's unit has resolved the attacks, D3 bodyguard models. So kill, gain. So it's basically going to have Typhus and him doing kind of the same.
Yeah, so his weapon now becomes D3 plus 1 damage.
Yeah.
And then obviously he brings back D3 models.
We've only got 12-inch range.
Yes.
Okay. Lame. Talisman of Virgin. Death Guard model only while the bearer is leading a unit. Add 1 to the toughness characteristic Poxwalkers. That's huge.
T5 Poxwalkers.
You need that. T4 is
Marines without the 3-up.
It's tough.
Armor.
It's not great. I'm not gonna lie. So, what can Liam do?
The Bell guy, and so the Bell guy, the Battle Shock guy, your favourite, the Plague Caster, and then Typhus.
So none of these so far. Only the Plague
Those
Caster,
two there.
Noxious Blightbringer.
And Typhus.
I'm just double checking.
Unless I've missed one somehow.
No, you're right. Okay, Lame and Typhus, of course, who we'll cover in a bit. Okay, let's get into the strats. You read them out.
So we've got Grip of the Walking Pox. Fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. One Pox walking unit from your army that was selected as the target of those attacks. After the attacking unit has fought, roll 1d6 for each model from your unit that was destroyed as a result of those attacks. On a 6, that attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound. If your unit is not destroyed after making those attacks, after the attacking unit is fought, any models destroyed as a result of that stratagem count towards the bringing them back. So Poxwalkers, they kill a model, they gain 1 back. This basically does mortals afterwards. This does not say to a maximum of 6, I've just realised.
Yeah, because... hey, right, actually.
So if you have a 20-man Poxwalker unit, you only kill 19 of them.
After the attacking unit has fought, roll 1d6 for each model from a unit that's destroyed.
On a 6, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound. If you then fight, you then gain them back as if it were your...
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, but it's on a 6, right? And
It's only a 6 up, and there's no like on a 5 up there afflicted or some shit like that.
So, statistically speaking, you get 3 models.
Yeah. So you're killing a Marine, you're getting 1 back. Against Eldar, you'll get 3.
Yeah.
It's meh.
Nah.
Smeared with
5.
filth.
It should have been 5 plus.
Yeah, I think it should have 5. Only it's a 6 plus and a 5 if they're below starting strength or something like that.
Should have just been 5 and capped it at 6. Job
That
done.
makes it better.
Done.
But that makes it really good then. Because if I've got 150 of them, you can't avoid that.
No, because it's only 1 Poxwalker unit.
True.
So it's meh.
Yeah.
Ah, stupid games I show. Okay. Smeared with filth. What's it do?
Fight phase only. 1 Poxwalker unit from your army that was just destroyed. You can target this unit with a stratagem even though it was destroyed. The unit that just killed it is now afflicted.
Okay.
Until the end of battle, they're afflicted.
Okay.
So for the rest of the game.
Smeared with filth,
Yeah.
Ignoring hunger. It's alright. It's yeah.
This one's not too bad. 1 Poxwalker unit from your army in your command phase. Add 1 to the move and attacks and strength of their weapons. So they're 5-inch move? 6-inch move now.
Yeah, and they can go to 7 with
The enhancement.
Is it the enhancement or is it the noxious? No, the noxious Blightbringer gives them +1 move.
+1 move, that's it, sorry.
And you can reroll advancing charges.
Yeah, and then they become strength 4, I imagine. I imagine they're strength 3 naturally. So they then become 3 attacks at strength 4, AP 0, potentially 1 with the army rule, damage 1.
How many attacks do they get?
2 each.
Really? Okay.
They're basically like shit plague bearers.
No. Oh, they have
They got a 5 though.
They do hit on a 5.
Yeah. Is it 301 still?
They do hit on a 5. So you're gonna get 40 attacks. You're not gonna get them all in, let's be honest. After this unit is resolved, it's actually concern, and they do respawn naturally when they kill.
Yeah, so if they kill something, they gain it back, and then also Typhus' Doombolt does the same thing, which is pretty cool.
Okay, and they get sustained from the Foxwall and Playcaster.
They do. This next one's the one where it's going to come in clutch. 1 CP, reinforcements after your movement phase. 1 Poxwalker unit from your army that is in strategic reserves and is not an attached unit, so you can't have a character with them, gain Deep Strike. But that does mean you can't have treat the current round as battle round 3 guy, because you can't have a character in the unit.
That's why they did it.
Otherwise you'd have an issue very quickly.
Hidden amongst the dead. I like it.
They're all very fluffy names.
Yeah. Shock and Horror, your charge phase, just after a Death Guard unit from your army ends a charge move, each enemy unit within engagement range of that must take a battle shock, subtracting 1 from the test. Yes, I love it.
It's in your turn again though. It's only ignoring what Armor of Contempt, which does nothing.
No, it's taking,
fight on death.
taking people off objectives, and then
It's in your charge phase though.
yeah. Oh well, yeah, but you got things like secure. You got things like
With 20
overwhelm.
Poxwalkers, you should have it regardless.
Well, they're only. You might not be able to get onto it, so you've got to make the charge.
Yeah.
There's things.
Yeah,
There's things.
Sure.
And just don't take away my Battleshock dreams.
I think you've misread a couple of the rules, haven't you, for battle shocks?
No.
This is now a shit battle shock army.
No, it's not. It's just I didn't know that one was. I didn't even read this to touch.
No one has.
But that's any Death Guard unit, so that's quite interesting.
Yeah, so you can do it with anything.
Each enemy unit within engagement range must take a battle shock test, subtracting 1 from the result. That can be done on a flying demon, right?
They can, absolutely.
Just saying.
Or Mortarion.
You could force it twice.
Or a drone. Doesn't a Demon Prince say it's in the fight phase though?
No, charge phase.
Yeah, the charge phase.
Well, you can't take a battle shock more than once per phase, can you? You must be able to. Yeah, you can.
Doesn't his rule specifically say they haven't got to take more than one?
No.
Does it not? No, I imagine you can't.
That was a different
The
strategy.
other stratagem was it?
So you can go bang bang, double double bubble.
At -1.
-1 twice.
Or -2 with the enhancement with the Death Guard rule.
With the Death Guard rule.
And all you got to do is run Poxwalkers to do it.
I'm rocking it. I'm gonna write a list for Gritch, which is just
with 150 models in it.
Yeah, it's not expensive though, is it? What was it? How much are they for 20?
130.
130. So okay, so 600, and then 30 times 3 is 780 points.
For 120, and you get 30 for 3.
150 models.
Yeah.
You'd probably need to 6.
They die to a breeze is the
yeah,
issue.
but it's just you've got to put shots into them. Nobody wants to do it.
Yeah, but if you put shots into them, that goes half your fucking army. You gotta remember how elite Death Guard is. Imagine how hard it is making a list minus of what 780 points.
If they could punch up, they'd be all right. They're definitely not cursed cultists. Let's put it that way.
No, God no.
So shockingly bad. Okay.
This one's cool. Shambling Wall. It's in your opponent's shooting phase. You just have to have selected a target. One Death Guard unit from your army that was selected as the target and is within 3 of a Poxwalker unit. Until the end of the phase, each time you would allocate an attack to a model in your Death Guard unit, if your Poxwalker unit is visible to the attack and is also an eligible target for that attack, no saving throw can be made for it. Instead, a number of Poxwalkers die depending on the damage characteristic.
You're telling me
I'm telling you.
That's not epic.
I'm telling you that if you put anything above damage 3 in,
yeah,
I'm saving 2 shots, 3 shots, and then they go the rest of my Marines.
Why?
Because it's every time an attack is allocated, so every wound that goes through,
yeah,
the amount of damage would go through to my Poxwalk unit. Unless it stops that attack doing any damage to my character.
Each time you would allocate an attack to a model in the
That's
unit,
so
the Poxwalker unit is visible.
That means wound, basically.
Yeah, the attacking model is an eligible target. No saving throw is made for that attack, which is a bit shit.
Yeah.
Instead,
they have a 7 up armor save anyway.
From your Poxwalker unit equal to damage characteristics. The attack.
So if it's a D6 plus 6 damage weapon,
brutal. But
it stops big one-shot weapons.
It's a Death Guard unit.
Yeah.
So it's literally if you have Mortarion,
yeah,
and someone fucking Lascannons him.
He goes nice. There goes all my Poxwalkers.
And you just go, oh, okay, 7 of them. But you still get to feel no pain.
Yeah.
You don't get a save, but they don't have a fucking save.
No.
So you go, okay, you're all
the way I want to hear it from your point of view is let's say they do 3 attacks at me, each doing 4 damage, yeah?
Yeah.
And it instantly killed the first. It's like 5 attacks doing 4 damage, yeah?
Yeah.
And the first 3 go through and it kills all the 10-man Poxwalker.
Well, you get a 5 plus beyond the pain.
Yeah, but let's say I fail all of them. And there's still 3 attacks left at 5 damage each. Do I now take that on my normal model? Because it's the same activation. Because if it stops me taking damage from a whole unit shooting, that's silly. Because it doesn't say that it stops.
I see what you're saying. Does it, if you overkill the Poxwalkers?
Yeah, if you overkill the Poxwalkers, does the splash off go back to my regular model?
I think what happens is you go...
You have to slow roll
the
it,
attack. Yeah, you're going to have to... Well, yeah, basically. Not necessarily, but yeah. So you're going to go... Roll damage, you go... 4... Okay, keep it flat.
Yeah.
4, 4, 4. You've only got 10 Poxwalkers.
They all die.
You go 4, kills them. Next attack. 4, kills them. Next attack. 4, kills 2. I think you lose the 2.
They lose the last 2
I
attacks.
think they do, yeah.
That seems silly.
Because you're allocating... It's not that big.
But if
it
you
could
put
be quite good,
if you put a battle tank into Morty and I go, Poxwalkers there, you can see them. those Poxwalkers, that tank can't shoot Moy now.
Yeah, that's what it says.
That feels very good.
Well, it's attacks though, right? So it would be
For every wound that goes through, basically.
every wound that goes through. So it's kind of limited.
Still, a full unit can't
You're only
shoot
gonna-
Moy now, though.
Yeah, that's why it's good.
So if you have a kill unit
Mm-hmm.
in shooting, so I'm thinking Tau, Breacher Team, for example, all go into my Death Shroud, I go, no, Poxwalker's there.
Yeah.
And they get eviscerated.
Yeah, they would, but it's
Well, at that point, you don't want to run 20s, do you? You want to run 10 mans. So you're saving points.
well, no, because it's like I said, it's allocated attack. So if you had say let's do an example. You've got a battle tank. That's a good example.
Yeah.
Battle tank, 3 bolters, heavy bolters, which is how I like to run them with the battle cannon.
Yeah.
You roll 7 attacks on the battle cannon,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got the fixed 9 from the bolters.
Yep.
6 bolt shots go through. You go in your opponent's shooting phase just after the enemy has selected the target, so you trigger it before
Before they do the hit roll, yeah.
Because they could flub all their shots, by the way.
Yeah.
You go 6 go through. You don't get to save. You get 6 feel no pains. So keep track. 4 die.
4 die.
Then the battle cannon comes in, and it goes right. 7 hits.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So all 7 would go straight to the Poxwalkers.
No. Because you still have to roll to wound.
An attack allocated is the wound roll, yeah.
Yeah. So you still have to roll to wound. So your Poxwalker is going to be toughness 12, by the way, which is quite funny.
What? No. Oh my god, what? No, surely not.
Until the end of the phase, each time you would allocate an attack to a model in your Death Guard unit.
So they'd be T12 Poxwalkers
Yeah.
in theory.
Yeah.
No.
No saving throw is made for that attack.
But the wound still
It's-
goes to the main
To
model.
the Poxwalkers. So it's not. That's fucking good.
That's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
So that makes Morty and Auto include, surely.
Especially for a gun line or something. Going into a gun line.
It's a hell of a skew, yeah.
Yeah,
If you surround models with Poxwalkers on either side,
yeah. yeah.
and if you have what? If you have 150, you've got fucking plenty.
Yeah, it's fucking. I like
It'd also
this.
be really annoying if you're like, right, I'm going to shoot this model. Before you do, there is rapid ingress time. Then comes 10
I'm telling you,
Poxwalkers
this is
behind my unit.
This is the stuff dreams are made of. You don't. Until you start reading this bullshit, you don't know what you got. Like I've said, the beauty of Death Shroud is they're already good. They don't
Yeah.
necessarily need. They punch. 3 men definitely punch up if they've got strats.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
100% they do. This kind of crazy ass shit. This is a ball control army for sure. It's a horrible denial army. It doesn't win. Big,
Oh no.
but it's very hard to.
At least
smash
with a list
this.
like this, you're going into a teams event, and
Yeah.
you know you're the defender. At least you're having a fun 5 games now, rather than just getting tabled and getting 10 points,
Well, I think
10
you
points.
Get tabled.
I'm running 150 fucking pox at you.
I just think if someone takes. I'd love to run the matter. I mean, you'd probably take the -1 to hit to make them slightly more survivable, which is sad, to be honest with you. Because I would want to go for the -1 OC. Because they're all OC one
you
OC.
can do as well.
The problem
Because
is
at that point, you don't even need the +1 toughness characteristic on the enhancement, because you're doing it into models that are obviously tougher than T4 anyway, because they're the...
Oh yeah, we wouldn't use Shamble Wall on
Not at
anything
all.
that's got a character in it.
Can you have a character unit for it?
Why? For what? No, I'm just saying you don't want to risk that.
Oh no,
because
of
they don't
course
get
not.
a save.
At that point, you don't even need characters, because if you're only using Poxwalkers as just literal human shields...
No, they have multiple roles. You don't have all 6.
Oh no, I don't believe you have 150 surrounding like 3 fucking kill models.
I
You just run Morty and 3 6-man Death Shrouds and surround them in
mean,
nothing.
there's nothing stopping you from bringing in these 10-man squads just
Just
next
so-
to
yeah.
a tank.
Yeah.
Just be like, okay.
You're running a tank you.
It's basically the Demonette Slanesh.
Yeah, basically.
Are we on the last one now?
I think it's the last one.
We are getting there, folks. Thanks for your patience. Monster or big old boy are auto include. That's what we're getting from KRS.
Yeah, Matt's attachment is just.
Oh yeah. There we go. The
Right.
Lord's chosen.
This is my baby.
Well, this is the one I immediately went to because I was like, wow, how many more wounds?
It's a lot. So I think.
Run us through it.
So I've played 5 or 6 games of it so far. I only started counting at the WNC event we went to last weekend. And my first opponent, Andy Adamson, bless him, was playing Space Marines, and I counted 53 mortal wounds from him in that game, which is I spiked all my rolling for it. It's so silly. So the way that the rule works is in your opponent's command phase. So you've done your turn, done a shit ton of damage to them best you can.
Yeah.
Now it's their turn. You're still doing mortals to them, and it's every unit with that's afflicted. So not within contagion range, afflicted. You roll 2d6, and that's a 6 or below. You take d3 mortals, or a 7 and below if you're below half strength.
Yeah. So it's quite a high probability.
I think it's just below half and just over half for above starting and then below starting.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Think of all those times you failed like a 5-inch, 6-inch charge. They're now rewarding you for it. I mean, odds on you're going to be taking mortals. It's getting units afflicted. That's the trick, I think. It would be really handy if you had 60-point infiltrating 10-man units that can just go advance, tag everything.
Yeah.
Mortal, 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 mortal.
Yeah.
It's not good into elite armies, so into Custodies, into...
I think they should be great into Custodies.
Custodies are a bit of a different one, because they're elite as well. Like, very elite.
Yeah.
But you're more spaced out things that aren't going to want to be close to each other, so you can't wrap things easily and just shove, like, a cheap unit and get 4 of them, for example, in one go.
Okay. So, Face of Death, Terminator model only. At the start of the fight phase, enemy units with engagement rings take Battle Shock.
That's lovely.
Val Vigor, Terminators only while the bearer is leading a unit. Add 1 to the movement characteristic models in that unit. Reroll advance for that unit. Okay.
Not reroll advance and charge. If it was advance and charge, it'd be...
My mouth wanted to say and charges, but...
Because that'd be stupid if you had reroll charging Terminators. Because this is going to be... This is obviously a Terminator's attachment. You'll see through the stratagems and stuff. It's mostly your Death Shroud detachment as well, because it doesn't really... It does benefit Blight Lords in some aspects, 100%. But as Death Shroud are obviously so superior at the moment to Blight Lords, this is what you're going to want.
Yeah, I'm just looking... There's obviously some synergies there for the advanced rolls.
Yeah.
Warprot Talisman, Terminator model only once per battle. At the end of your opponent's turn, the bearer's unit is not within engagement range. Taking it off the table. Okay.
It's great.
For a slow army.
It's great.
Unit.
And it's a turn 1 deep strike if possible. A turn 1 6-inch deep strike if possible. That can charge.
If possible. It's hard to,
It's also a 30-point enhancement, so it's quite expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's worth it though, because you've got a small number of units.
Yeah. I've been running him on the Lord of Contagion with a 3-man.
I don't blame you. Helmet of the Fly King. Terminator model only while the bearer is leading a unit. Models in that unit cannot be targeted by a ranged attack unless it's... Okay.
18-inch loan up.
Loan up, which I think is good. To be fair, loan up's always good, because if you're on that far objective here, you're pretty much untouchable. I'd never... 18-inch loan up though is not that great on WTC.
No, it's not the
WTC
best.
it's great.
Yeah. The engagement ranges are quite narrow as it is.
Yeah, agreed.
So
run us through the strats.
All of the stratagems are Terminator only.
Yeah.
They are only Terminator only. So they literally do not work on anything part Death Shroud and Blight Lords. There's no like weird where Morty's got a Terminator keyword or Marines have a Terminator keyword for whatever reason. So your first one is start of any phase, so yours or your opponent's, increase the aura by 3 inches.
Right.
It's decent if you're in a situational point where increasing it by 3 adds a lot more to the mortals. To the start of your opponent's command phase, for example, activate that, do more mortals.
Yep.
Fight phase, re-roll the full hit roll except for monsters and vehicles, which is kind of what they want. They want it for monsters and vehicles. They do not struggle too much into Marine and Terminator bodies. It guarantees the maths.
This is what I found. So, looking at the numbers, I suppose I should share this, really. If I can actually share my screen. Should be a stream capture. Sorry, everyone at home. It shouldn't take 2 seconds. Does that? What? Hang on. No, let's add. Oh, I've already added it. Look, you are in Inception. There we go. This is what you want to see back home. So, looking at the damage output of the different units. So what we did is look at Blight Lords, ignoring that. Death Shroud.
Green across the board, baby.
Hang on, let's just do this. That's not true. That's not re-roll. That is 5+ crits. So just so you can see back home the difference. because this is going to make a big difference to what you're doing. So you got the Death Shroud Contagion 5+, and the rerolls, and then that's just Contagion with nothing.
Yeah, so the crit 5's coming from the Champions of Contagion attachment we talked about earlier.
So I'm just checking. Those are 6-man squads, by the way, which is a massive overkill.
Huge. It's 300 points as well, which is without a character.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even get the crit 5s without the character, so it'd be 410.
So this is number of damage points.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't units killed. So you've got Hormagaunts, Scions, Aspect Warriors, Marines, Chosen, Fiends, Terminators, so on. I could probably zoom in a bit there for you. There you go. And these are the Death Shroud figures. So yeah, basically, it's insane. So obviously you're not getting the reroll, so I've removed all the vehicle keywords.
Yep.
Monster keywords from the rerolls. Don't know why Fiends have gone off there. Possessed 34 wounds, that's enough to kill them, because they're 3 wounds each, it's 30.
Yep, that kills the same
6
amount.
kills easy with the full rerolls to
Yep.
hit. But so does the 5+ crits.
That is only with a character.
With the both have got a load of contagion in.
Oh, that's
It's
just...
both because what I was trying to do is trying to decide whether the Terminator special one was better than Champions.
With Terminator spam.
Yeah, and
Makes it a
actually,
big unit,
for
but-
1 CP, giving them 5+ crits, they get sustained, they get lance, they get lethals, they
With
kill
crit
everything in
fives.
the game.
Yeah, they're insane.
And actually, they actually punch up, and then just looking at this,
It's
where
just
is it?
green across the board.
Robo Dawn average 24 wounds.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's Vindicator's 24 wounds.
But you'd hope so. It'd be a 410 point unit.
Yeah, it should.
It should kill everything.
In combat, yeah, it should, and it does. I haven't run the numbers on that, but even then, without any buffs, still kills the Vindicator, still kills the Robo Dawn.
Wait, is that with the contagion of -1 aura, so taking
Yeah,
3?
Yeah, so I should specify that this is all with optimized for -1 arm save. So points for points, they're actually very good value.
Yeah.
So this is points cost you spend on the unit versus points it kills. That's right.
Just green everywhere again.
Yeah, so anything near 1 is good.
Yeah. These guys are like, what, 1.6, 1.5 across the board?
Yeah.
They're nearly killing double their points in weight.
Well, the problem with this calculation is it doesn't account for overkill.
Yeah, so it goes to their maximum amount of wounds.
Yeah, so, if they killed 19 Aspect Warriors,
Yeah.
then yes, their point for point is pretty good. However,
They would
they're
kill.
not going to kill 20 Aspect Warriors, they're going to kill 5.
Yeah,
So suddenly you're spending way too many points.
per unit.
And that's what I found also with the bog standard Marines.
Mm.
So when you go
They
to
overkill everything they touch.
They do. So you've got the combat. Let's have a look here. I'll put in all the stats for this one. What were they? So you've got the Plague Marines with the cast. This is shooting.
Yeah.
Caster and that's it.
Just the caster.
Just the caster.
In a 5 or 10 man unit,
So
sorry.
that the top line is the combined, and then these are the
Individual,
these
yeah.
are the individual. So that's the blight launcher. I think that's the spewers. That's the plasma. And that's the casters.
Yeah.
And it's middling.
Yeah.
It's a 10-man squad. It's pretty middling damage. Pretty crap at shooting, to be honest.
Yeah, they've never been shooting experts.
Into everything. They killed 7 Marines. That's not bad. But bog
My
standard
whole
Marines.
army kills 7 Marines, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's okay. Then you start looking at. I think this is in combat.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Let's have a look. 50. 50 is. Oh no, that's shooting. But it's with a 5.
Crit 5s, yeah.
Okay, that changes it up a little bit. The shooting's actually quite good, so it kills a 10-man squad. It just doesn't punch up into anything heavier though.
No, it kind of has a cap off at where it does
Yeah.
great.
You don't need that. You only kill 3 Marines. You kill 5 Fiends, which is pretty epic.
Yeah.
You kill 5 Chosen, which is pretty good. So the shooting's okay, but the point cost for this is like 300 points.
It's insane, yeah. Because you'll be running a rhino with it as
Yeah.
well.
You've got no combat help there. Then you start looking into the combat. So this is combat. Is this right? Yeah, these are combat only. So this is 5+.
They're melee silly.
They are so fucking good.
It's because it's a 5-man with 3 power fists.
No, it's got the 4 heavy I take four heavies.
You know you can take more in a 10 man.
I don't think you can.
You can take
It's
4
2 for every 5.
It's 4 heavies.
Yeah.
Character gets a power fist,
Yeah.
and then you can run other melee weapons. Another 4.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So full 10 man.
The bubonic, the heavy bubonic, or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
and then the character's power fist.
Yeah.
And then the platecaster, and then the guy that gives them
The close combat
yeah,
weapon. Yeah, the shitty one.
That's the crappy red one down the bottom. They do kill a rogue and they more than overkill a vindicator. But they are killing unit of chosen.
Yeah. It's lethal and sustained 5s. It's gonna fucking just chew through everything.
Yeah. It's epic. So I was thinking, this is overkill.
Very much so.
It's absolute overkill. What's the difference here? This is with no -1 armor save.
So it's just
So
standard
if you don't take the
AP2
plague,
basically, yeah.
Still does alright. It does not punch up as well, as you'd expect.
Yeah, it's up into your 2 up armor save vehicles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really struggling. Reliably killing the infantry. Really.
Oh yeah, easily.
It's not quite
Even
killing
the
10-man chosen.
because when you're taking the heavy plague weapons and the bubonic weapons, you still have the knives. So the knives can still go into infantry. It's 4 attacks at 4-1-1 with the contagion.
Yeah.
It's still killing marines fairly easily. You're running on 3s.
Yeah. And then, so what I did is I thought, oh, screw this. I'm going to come down to a 5-man. Where's the 5-man squad? Oh, God. Am I already on the 5-man squad? That's the question.
No, surely not.
There is 78. There's 78. That's a 5-man squad.
That's...
And it's still killing a 10-man squad. Marines. Still killing... it's killing 6 chosen.
It's a lot of... It's 2 characters in a 5-man marine squad. They're very squishy.
It's a glass cannon, yeah.
Very much so.
You have to choose it.
Yeah.
But what you're getting then is you're getting... It's
rather than 1 big activation, you're getting 2 medium-sized activations.
Yeah. Or the best way to look at it is, for 100 points more, you get 2 units.
Yeah. It's not bad at all. But I think that then needs to be run in champs. That can't be run in Deathlord's Chosen.
Oh, no.
But then again, in Deathlord's Chosen, it's every afflicted unit. Marines pick a unit they've shot and they afflict it.
Yeah.
So you could, in theory, jump out, shoot the shit out of 1 unit, tag it, charge something else, kill it. Next one, same thing. Next one, same thing. You've done all that. Now it's your opponent's turn, and there's a chance of splashing walls
this
everywhere.
is without any rerolls built in.
Fuck off.
They are...
It's kind of silly.
They're great. Light Lords is crap. Okay,
We ignore Blight.
Is
Is that the Blight Lords? That's
their
there.
shooting.
Holy shit,
This is
they're
a
bad.
10-man squad with shooting. So they can...
Yeah, that's
they do kill 8 Marines.
310 points. Fucking good on.
And the rest.
Yeah.
With a character.
So what? Nearly a 400 point.
Yeah.
So you can either have that or 6 death shot with a character.
Yeah, it's just terrible. In combat, they are a lot better with the Lord of Contagion.
Yeah, of course.
They are much, but that's a 500 point unit.
I also think that's because of the Lord of Contagion.
no. He does. Yeah, he does help with the lance and the
sustain.
But the Death Shroud is just absolutely bonkers. When you go for point efficiency, the Black Lord Terminators are embarrassing.
Exactly, they're horrendous. Whereas Death Shroud are.
Look at the 5-man squad.
Is that 5-man Marine with 2 characters? Is it?
Yeah.
As opposed to is that a 10-man Blight Lord or a 5-man?
That's a 5-man Black Lord.
Still, it's just night and day.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this. 10-man shooting is just, it's not worth it. It's okay, but it's good into stuff that you're already good into.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would move away from that personally. I'm just going to hide that screen. So yeah, sorry. So that's just kind of the context.
Yeah. Because that isn't even filtering things like 7-man Marine squads, because you can run 7-man Death Guard Marines.
That's probably the sweet spot.
So that way you've got all the melee you want, plus a few shooting things.
If you want that diversity.
I think the point increase, it's cheaper, point per Marine is at the cheapest at 7.
Yeah, but you're not getting the benefit of the extra heavies. You want the heavy bubonic weapon.
True, you want so you can either have 3 or... You have 3 in both, or 5 with a 10-man. But you can still gain the bubonic weapons, which are AP2 damage 1 ones.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
But I think it's tough. I'd have to have a look at
I imagine the margins are fairly small for that.
They are. I just like multiple units of 5. Well, it'll be 7, obviously, because 2 characters. It is expensive. It's 200 points.
You've got to dedicate to it. You got to build your list around it 100%.
I think you go. So sorry, yeah. We'll finish off this section here, and then we'll take a look at Morty, and then I think we've basically covered everything else.
Yeah, we'll just skim over the other ones.
Basically, yeah.
Well, the other stratagems aren't insane. 4 fight on death for a Terminator unit.
Yeah, for
you love it.
Beautiful.
You love it.
But there's not a lot of models in the unit, so
it's 3 or 5 at a push.
Yeah.
Lord of Virulence only. Pick one in your command phase. Pick one objective marker visible and within 30. That objective marker is now afflicted, so everything on it is afflicted. Unless they have reactive move, everything on there has a chance of taking mortals next turn. Mortarion's teaching is pretty cool. One Terminator unit gains assault and heavy. So again, we've seen Blight Lords are pretty shit, so you'll be using this on Death Shroud mostly. Gives their flamers assault.
Yeah, I think putting Blight Lord Terminators hitting on 2s with rerolls to hit suddenly gets interesting.
Yeah.
I guess the assault is there because if you've got character in there and you've got the enhancement for the reroll advance rolls, helps you when you move a little bit.
And the last one is Sickening Impact, the silliest one in my opinion. It is the Stank Shock, so you tank shock and then do more. You do like a tank shock with infantry on a 2-up though, rather than a 4-up or a 5-up like normal models.
Yeah.
So I think it's Flyblown Host, which weirdly isn't in this book. It's only on the website. Flyblown Host.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's the
Is
Grotmus
that
one.
why there's only 5?
Yeah, because the Grotmus one is on the website only, which is
Is it 5 or is it 6?
There's 6 in
the
total.
T-Suns one's got 5.
There's 6 in total.
1, 2. Yeah, we did a T-Suns review. It's not as good as this one. As good as this. Assuming this one's good. No, it was just like we had a leak and we had like an hour. Spare.
I've seen it.
It's trash, but we're streaming again. What can I say?
Yeah.
So overall, it's fine. I don't like it that much.
It's definitely not the most optimized for Death Guard.
No.
But it's my favourite.
It's fun.
Because it's silly. Because if you roll well and you're like, nice, there's 3 mortals, there's 2 mortals, there's another 3 mortals, there's another maul.
So the old build, I'm going to start from the back because I want to keep everyone on tenterhooks about the Mortarion.
Because he is.
You love him. You do love him.
He's an auto include, 100%.
Well,
Did you know, Josh, he can survive shooting from a 10-man brick of fire dragons with Fuegan?
He can't. They can't. No, statistically, he should just survive that.
With Fuegan, he shouldn't.
No, not
in Melter range as well.
No, he shouldn't. No, but
he did.
It's dicey. No, it's the grenade, the banshees, the auto-6 melter.
For context, me and Josh may have played a game on Thursday in which all of that happened and Morty lived and went, nice, sweet.
Not just lived, he lived with 6 fucking wounds.
Yeah, then then he shot back, then you charged him, didn't kill him, I then killed swept him back, and then fought on death.
It was not good. Oh, Chaos Rhino, big blow up, you reroll wounds, shooting only, which is why I don't like it.
Yeah, it's.
I thought it was.
Yeah, but if you give Marines full rerolls to wounding, you've seen what they do without that. Because then a 5-man Marine unit with the 2 characters kills everything in the game.
I wouldn't even take characters.
No, it just fucking murders things for 90 points.
So good. Oh, anyway, sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, we're going to go with that. So that's the only real change. Land Raider hasn't changed. Rhino has. It's got the reroll wounds for shooting, but situational. Defiler. This is actually quite good in Hammer now.
It's not bad. It's
because
not bad
it can go through walls.
Yes.
In terms of survivability, it's T11 14 wounds. It does give you strip cover, which is quite fun.
It is pretty cool. It's nice.
I think it's not terrible. I hate saying it.
But they're expensive-ish. They're 160.
They're quite cheap now.
165.
Dropped, right? They used to be a lot more.
I think they were more, yeah. I don't like the Defiers because how big they are. Defiers are huge models, and hiding them at any point during a game is like nigh impossible.
Yeah. Playburst Crawlers, they lost the Battle Shock, which makes me sad.
Who gives a fuck what they do? Mortal wounds.
Yeah, that's
more D3 mortal
so
wounds.
6+, everything they hit.
Everything within 3.
Everything they hit and everything within 3 of what they hit take D3 mortal wounds.
Or a 5 if they're afflicted.
5 up if they're afflicted. So this is where I looked at what Morty's did, that Terminator detachment, and thought, okay, I want to be smashing 3 of these in with that, plus all it, but you run out of points because Terminator's too expensive.
It's 600 points for 3 playbursts, basically, which is insane.
But I think the splash potential now Especially with the ability to reroll hits in that. Is it the hammer detachment? Or
Uh,
reroll number of shots in hammer detachment?
Yeah, is it hammer?
It was hammer that gave you reroll shots. If I remember right.
They have to be visible?
They had to be visible. No, it was reroll hits and they had to be visible, that was it. There was one that gave you reroll shots.
Was it sticky one?
It was virulence.
It's like overwhelming like gratitude or something like that.
Yeah, it was
Generosity.
overwhelming generosity, yeah. Yeah, you can pick a visible unit, but then all other units then get reroll hits. So
it would be those and the drones, which we'll get to soon.
And of course, you've got virulence.
Also, I know it's very minute, but their heavy still got lethal hits now, which is nice.
Let's have a look, sorry.
The heavy still got lethal hits. It's 4 attacks and 5 1. Did not know.
Entry cannon strength 10, they're now 36 inches.
They used to be 24. They used to be 24 inch last cannons.
Change. Okay.
And they're strength 10, not strength 12. Hence why
they weren't strength 12 before.
No, they weren't. They're still strength 10. I mean, so that's why most people still run the plague spears, because you'd rather have that as a bulldozing weapon. Well, they've lost OC. They used to be OC4.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was silly, because I used to run 3 of them and go, nice, my objective, flavor.
I think the mortal splash is incredible, honestly.
It's very nice.
Into certain matchups, that's just so uninteractive. Into Eldar, this is amazing.
You can also think of it this way. In Morty's Hammer, you just pick 2 units. I now ignore cover, essentially, with extra AP.
You do?
Because it goes from AP 1 to 2 with the contagion down to 1 because of cover.
Agreed.
So I can just go indirect even better than it was before.
And you 5+ in.
And the Lord of Virulence rerolls full blast weapon hits.
Yeah, so my hammer list has 3 of those in straight away.
Really?
I'd probably come down to 2 after playtesting.
Yeah.
I want to try 3. Only because I want to be doing the mortal splashing. I can choose afflictions and so on. So I think these... Only because I'm trying to build a teams list.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, if you've got MSU, you're screwed. Because I'm just going to absolutely pick you up.
Exactly, yeah.
Because if you've got 3 of them...
We had that conversation the other day, didn't we? In that list, in the game that me and you played, if I had 3 Plague Bursts, that's just
it's game over.
Instant win. It's like 1 unit.
Well,
gone,
it's 1 in 3
gone.
chance of doing splash mortals.
To everything within 3.
Which means...
And I have 3 of them.
Yes, technically you should...
In theory, I've got
every
guaranteed
single
D3
one
mortals on everything within 3.
And all my 5-man squads just go...
It means you can't castle anymore either.
Blah, 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 blah.
If you're castling up with MSU or you're trying to keep things...
Well, you can't help it. If you're trying to stay
things
out,
like search and destroy deployment as well. I'm going to be attacking everything.
I'm telling you, it's immense.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes.
The drones!
We've covered the drones.
We have not covered that drone.
Which one?
The drone.
The horrible cannon.
The drone.
We did cover it, you mentalist.
Did we?
Yeah, you get target, afflicted, 4+.
We didn't cover the profile, Josh.
Yeah, it's the same, is it not?
No, it's 10-2-3. It used to be 6-2-2.
Oh, the shots. Yeah.
D6
you're only happy because you killed... what did you kill the other day?
A Scarbrand with like 2 shots.
Well, the chances of that are ridiculous.
Sorry, Leo.
There's a problem is though, Liam. Sorry, Reese. You do these things and you just expect it to happen again.
When it does happen again, I'm proven right.
You did have a Lord of Virulence, which helps.
Oh yeah. Okay. In fairness, the situation I had was Scarbrand was there. I had 2 drones and the Lord of Virulence. So it was 3. I rolled like a 5 and a 4 for the shots. So it's 11 shots with full rerolls, lethal hits, wounding on a 3. He, in fairness, failed a lot of his saves. It was a very spiky interaction, but it can happen.
Yeah, and the thing about 3 damage is if you spike, you kill anything.
Literally.
Yeah, just brutal. And it gives you much needed punch in this army.
Oh yeah, it's basically our anti-tank at the moment. It's our main anti-tank weapon.
Yeah, it is. It actually is. Okay. Affected Blood Drone hasn't changed, so it's still fall back and charge and
difference when you can run 6 of them now basically. You run 3 grenade guys and then 3 of the other 2.
Does the Flesh Mower make an appearance now?
Yeah.
You don't have to take the...
Maybe. But in that situation you're running 6 drones.
Yeah, they're a bit too expensive.
Because their best thing, the Flesh Mower is 7-1-2 profile in melee.
Yeah.
You def shot are better.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not taking it. You're not taking too many. They're great for utility pieces, but that's where Chaos Spawn come in. But Chaos Spawn are only like 10 points cheaper than one of those.
True. They do mortals.
They do mortals when you hit them. So when you hit them on a 4+, you take a mortal back for every wound you take. They've got a Scout 6, which is great. They're moving 8, which is great. They're beasts, which is great.
Yeah.
They're multiple wounds with 5+ feel in their brain. No hidden fun.
And you get 2 of them.
You do get 2 of them. I think...
I run 2 units of these. I think they're really good utility pieces.
Yeah, they are. There's no doubt about it.
They're also great early contagion spreading. They just push forward straight away.
Hellbruticus...
Meh. Very meh.
One thing that always gets me about these guys, I always feel like they should have an invuln, and then they'd be alright.
2 up armor save is not bad.
2 ups is not bad at all. T9...
8 wounds is the...
That's the bitch.
It's not a lot of wounds.
Well, it should be... It's a dreadnought, right?
Yes.
Why is it shitter than a dreadnought?
What dreadnought profile's like?
I think they're at least T10, at least 10 wounds.
Yeah, it's like... But they're like...
Let me just have a quick
They're
check.
130 points, the Hellbrutes.
The camera's all messed
I know points in the book is obviously wrong. They can't be too far off.
Oh god, I messed the camera up. No one needs to notice. Right, let's have a look.
Chaos Hellbrute.
I can have a look. You feel like they should be better than the Space Marine one, right?
You'd think. Hellbrute's 130 in book, so I imagine he's less. In app.
Oh, I'd be amazed if he's 100.
Oh, he's way more than
100. I'm sorry, he should be 110.
I think he's like 120.
That's probably about fair. Okay, let's have a look at ballistas. Ballistas is T10, 12 wounds.
So better and better in both aspects by a good margin.
By a long way. And they, until recently, they were 125 points.
Fuck off.
Yeah, which is why everyone had just 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because they were the best bullying units in the game.
How much a Hellbrute do you have, Depot Codex?
I have it right here. It is 115, so that is cheap. It's pretty cheap. The problem is the rules are pretty shit.
Yeah. If they target afflicted unit, add 1 to the wound roll and gain 2 extra attacks if they have 2 melee weapons.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I haven't done the math on how well they punch up.
The hammer in the fist or something, or the hammer in the scourge.
Yeah. I did have a look at their defensive, because I thought, okay, for their points, you know, if they're trading in the early game, they seem quite good, essentially. So I did do a defensive thing. I won't bring it up on the screen, I'll just describe it. Hellbrute. So Warlock Conclaves do nothing into them. Warlock Conclaves are actually quite brutal.
But into something like Dark Reapers laugh at that.
Yeah, yeah. If it has cover, Fire Dragons do 7 wounds to it.
What?
Yeah.
With full rerolls?
Yeah.
5 of them?
5 of them, yeah. Not the full squad.
Still, that's surprisingly low.
It is surprisingly low, isn't it?
Hitting on 3s.
3's rerolling, you still drop 1.
4's rerolling, drop 2.
Drop 1.
Drop 1.
3.
AP.
Save 4. But assuming cover, you save 1. They roll 2. Should kill it outright.
Yeah, if you're in Melter Range, you fucking obliterate me.
Yeah. Banshees nearly kill it with Jane's Arm. Gladiator Lancer doesn't kill it.
Yeah, Lancer's the
swingy one.
Yeah.
It can, for sure. Avatar Pain definitely kills it.
Avatar Pain laughs.
Kills it. It's such an important breakpoint. If it had 10 wounds, most things...
Or T10, something like that, it'd be a huge swing.
Oh, huge. Well, yeah, it's the wounds. It's the wounds. If it had 10, 12 wounds, suddenly it's worth taking. Okay, but I won't digress too much on it. Plus 1 to wounds, okay.
Only for afflicted units again. Good in Moy's hand, maybe, for some long range shooting.
You're just going to use it as a bully, though, right? In the midfield, so it's got to be
double melee.
Combat.
It can run 2 melee and a flamer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah,
cool. Death Shroud, we covered those.
They're insane.
Brutal.
Blight Lords. They're shit.
They're terrible. They've got a little bit of help. They get an extra strength and an AP if they're a unit of 5 or more or have a character.
Only when they're afflicted again.
I do think that could work with standard bolters.
It's a shame it's only ranged as well.
Yeah, it is a shame.
If they'd made it like, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP 3, possibly AP 4 damage 2, then it becomes a great trading piece for, I don't know, Marines or something. Or low invulns with rerolls.
Strange unit. Strange unit. Plague Marines, as they were, they can tag things who are afflicted.
And they're T6 now.
The T6 is big. That's good. Poxwalker's done. Icon Bearer's crap now.
He's so shit. I used to love him as well because he's made you an automatic 12-inch aura. Now he makes one unit not within 12 battle shocked.
I mean, I'm trying to think when it's going to come in.
But why would you ever run him over any other character? Because he's more expensive than the guy who gives crit 5 lethals, which is so silly.
I think. How many points is he?
50.
Oh fucking hell! That's so bad. No, he's cheaper than that. Surely.
I think he's 50. Because I know the Biologius is the cheapest. He's 45. Unless he's 40, he might be the one that I might have missed out.
He's 45.
So he's the same as the guy who crit 5 lethals.
Yeah, never mind. Plague Surgeon actually I might play with him a little bit. I think he could be good. I think in a small 5-man squad where people don't want to be dedicating too much firepower in.
If you leave some away, just bring one back, guaranteed.
I think in the is it my detachment I like? Is that the one that gives D3 back as well?
Morty's hammer.
No.
Sticky.
What's it called? Champions.
Oh, champs might be. I'd assume so. It's the character-based one.
Maybe. Taliban. We haven't covered him. Covered Purifier, Blightspawn, Noxious Brightbringer, and the Plaguecaster. Lord Contagion we covered with his plus lance. He gets back up on a 2+.
Which is so cool.
He's got flat 3. He's nice. Lord of Poxes. I might keep an eye out for him.
He's very expensive. Is the issue?
Definitely 80 points.
I will check for you now.
I guess it does make sense when you look at his. He has got Dev Wounds. He has got Strength 8. He's the only normal. He's 75.
75 is he?
Yeah. If you gave something like free strat, like a Space Marine Captain, of which he's equivalent points, without being anywhere near as good in combat.
That's probably where his drop off is, though, isn't it? Where he's better in combat than a captain, but doesn't give the same utility.
I don't know if he is better in combat. The Space Marines can go super now.
Blood Angel's captain.
No, but all captains, Space Marine captains can go do that.
The Dev Wound thing, the
extra attacks.
So he has Dev Wounds baked in, but he hasn't got the extra attacks.
Yeah, maybe that's the difference. He can crit, which is bad.
Yeah, because he's got lethals and devs.
Which is
that's the amount of crossovers we have of that at the moment. Silly.
Sustained, you cretins.
What, sustained and devs on that?
Yeah.
He'd be a monster.
He'd be alright.
The amount of rerolls we have.
Yeah, he'd be alright.
I'm just reroll every attack that isn't a 6. Oh, there's 5 6s there. Oh, God.
Yeah.
8 attacks rerolling.
Yeah, make him good.
16 devs a turn.
Why not? You know? Lord of Virulence covered him, reroll wounds, and hit rolls of 1 if selected, and all blast hits, which is great.
So good.
Demon Prince of Urgle, I love him.
The winged one.
The winged one's got T11 instead of T12. Oh no, it's still great.
Yeah.
The battle shock on the charge is great at -1, and then actually the Desperate Escape is pretty sweet.
It's annoying to deal with.
I love it, and the chances are, if they are battle shocked, half of the models are dying.
Yeah.
It's so good. Demon Prince of Nurgle covered Typhus.
We actually didn't cover Typhus. He's not changed at all. He's T7 now. He has an extra attack in the strike. I think he has more in the sweep. His sweep's silly now. It's 12 attacks, and on 2s it's 6/1/1. That just eviscerates chaff.
He's actually the amazing, on his own, great points efficiency.
He's more now. He's like 90 points now, isn't he?
But he's still...
No, he's still... Okay. But Typhus was always underpointed. Like, everyone's always agreed on that.
Yeah.
He was silly. Because his Dev Wound thing's still the exact same.
But even his standard combat profile...
Oh, it's great.
He's brilliant.
It kind of has to be, because he can't have anything to make him better par strats. He can't have any enhancements, for example.
No, he's good. He's solid. Whether he's synergizes with everything else, I don't know. He's gained an extra pip of toughness, I guess.
T7 now.
And Mortarion.
No, Mortarion.
Big change.
Best model in the game? Question mark.
He's good. He's very hard to kill, as
as you have learned.
What have I discovered? I've discovered that Mortarion. Where is he? Here. He's here. Fire dragons don't kill him in one shot. Rogal Dawn only does 5 wounds to him on average.
Really?
Yeah. Kelgar's Brick of Death with the Company of Heroes only does 7 wounds to him on average.
Sounds about right.
It does not. It sounds horrific. A Vindicator on average only does 5 wounds to him.
Is that it?
Avatar of Cain doesn't kill him. does 6.
Oh, you've got to love Mortarion.
Banshees actually do 8 because with Chainsaw, because the reroll wounds.
Have you done the damage profile of Morty?
Yes.
I was going to say, surely he kills everything.
He's pretty good. He's not that good. He's still not the best.
It's his sweep that people are gushing over.
His
strike
is the big change.
His strikes in theory improved a bit with dev wounds, but it's still lethal and dev, so you're dropping. It's 5 attacks. You're dropping one of them. There's no
lethal
rerolls.
And sustain though.
For his sweep, I mean for his strike. It's lethal and dev.
Oh yeah, yes.
Nah. His sweep though is great.
It's just hoping for spikes because 5 attacks is neither here nor there.
Yeah, you're dropping 1. You're dropping 2 guaranteed.
Not statistically getting a 6 there necessarily.
It's his sweep that's fucking. His sweep and his abilities are just so silly. His sweep picks up a 10-man marine unit fairly comfortably. I think.
Well, let's consult there's
especially at the -1 or -1 contagion.
Average, he kills 13 Hormigans, 8 aspect warriors, 21 wounds to marines. That's a 10-man squad dead because of the 2 damage sweep. It's picking the optimum. The program picks the optimum.
Yeah.
There's 15 wounds to chosen, which is 5. Fiends, Gravis Marines, it kills 4. Possessed, it kills. They have 3 wounds, 2 wounds, I forget. Doesn't matter.
I think that's 3.
Rhino, it just about kills. A War Dog, he just about kills. Ballistus, he just about kills. Vindicator, he just about kills. Rogal Dawn, he doesn't kill.
And that doesn't include any of the mortals he deals, or his shooting, or his abilities.
None.
It's so fucking good.
No, I think it's great looking at his offense profile, but you've hit the nail a little bit on the head there because he's a utility piece.
Yes, he's still. He's
So what are his abilities?
So first one is anything that ends within 9 of Morty. Anything within 6 of Morty, including himself, can make a normal move of 5 inches.
Yeah, reactive move for your everything within 9.
Everything within 6 of him.
A fixed reactive move.
Of 5 inches is great. Yeah. It's so good. Boon of Death is basically anything within 6 as a tool fight on death.
Yeah.
Again, great. Works on himself. And the last one is if you shoot anything within 6 of Morty, they can shoot you back normally, as if it were your shooting phase.
Yeah.
Also, amazing.
Pretty good.
Pretty fucking good.
And there's the Mortal Bomb.
Yeah, everything that ends within... If he end of his movement phase, everything within 6 of him on a 3-up or a 2-up if you're in Contagion. So if it's round 2 on... If it's round 2 onwards, it's going to be a 2-up regardless. Is D3 models.
What's interesting about that is obviously no line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame it's not in the movement phase. At the end of the movement phase is on purpose because otherwise you could be clearing screens a little bit with it. The utility for this is just
absurd.
Yeah, he's amazing. He is amazing. I do wonder if you lose too much getting him in there.
It's 380 points.
Yeah, which means he's 1/5 of your army, which is fine because he's fucking good.
He's very good. I can absolutely understand people running 2 decent units rather than him. 100%.
It's hard to make that
because you could get the
Here's a stat check.
That 2 5-man in a Rhino combo is the same as him, if not far off.
The reactive move is mental.
It's great.
The fight on death on a 2+. Bear in mind you can only do it once per turn. The model can.
It's reactive as well, so I haven't got to declare
this model
it.
can use one of the Lord of Death guard abilities. See left. So.
Because usually they're like at the start, like Fulgrim's like at the start of the fight phase, select one to the end of the phase. This is what your ability is. With Morty, it's when one happens, you can use his token and do it.
Better.
It's so good.
He's insane, and it's once per turn.
Yeah, they're all in your turn.
One's in the fight phase.
Yeah, I think it's the fight phase one where it's fight phase can be either one, whereas the other 2 are only in your turn, not your self.
Again, another reason not to need the fight first.
Yes.
Necessarily.
2 fight and death's great.
Being babysat by a
giant fuck off Primarch.
Yeah, got a big blob of 10 fight. They don't need fight first.
Oh no, they can just.
The combat matchup with him, he's incredible.
He's so good.
So that's basically the codex. I think
basically the entire thing. Yeah.
We've done pretty well there, mate.
This is where we start the lore reading section of the stream, is it? Yeah.
No, I'm tired. I need some food. I think it's been great though. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
It's great, and hopefully we'll get a few more of these done. WTC's coming in August, so I need to really be focused on
Next ones you
Folk
got are probably
learning league.
Space Wolves and T-Sons, aren't they?
T-Sons is we've kind of done it. You can
Yeah,
check it out.
yeah.
But Space Wolves, yeah. Probably Imperial Knights.
Templars and the Marine Divergent
Yeah.
chapters are all rumoured to be next as well.
Yeah, I think there's another one as well. But we'll have the dates.
We'll ignore World Eaters, they don't fucking deserve one.
Well, maybe we should do one.
We'll read your Demon Detachment, and that's basically it.
Well, apart from that, that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Reese, again for
No
being
problem.
here. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.